Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Madhuri. Am I audible and visible? All of you? Am I audible and visible? Yeah, thank you, Madhuri. Let some more people join in and then I'll begin. Yeah, good evening. Good afternoon, Parthiban. Still afternoon. Yeah, so let's continue from where we left off. Hello. So I was discussing about Mauryan art, which is divided into court art and popular art. The Mauryas began to use stone mainly because of two reasons. One is the influence of Achaemenid Persia, the influence of the Persian rulers or the Achaemenid dynasty, and secondly, of course, the deforestation in the Indo-Gangetic basin. So, because of these two reasons, the Mauryas, particularly from the time of Ashoka, began to use stone. We discussed about Mauryan palaces. Before the lunch break, we discussed about Mauryan palaces. Most of them were made of wood, and wood is perishable in nature, and therefore they have not survived. We have a palace mentioned by Megasthenes, which was built by Chandragupta Maurya. It was made of wood. This palace had 640 towers, 64 gates. The most important aspect of this palace was the central pillared hall, I believe. So it was a huge. It had a very huge central pillared hall. But then, because of a fire accident, this particular wooden palace burned down. And on the same spot, Ashoka built a stone palace later. And Fahiyan, who visited India 600, more than 600 years later, more than 600 years after the decline of the Mauryan Empire, makes a mention of this particular stone palace built by Ashoka. And he says probably it was built by spirits. It was so beautiful, probably it was built by spirits. And we have the remains of a Mauryan palace found at Kumbharhar. Probably this was the Ashokan palace. The pillars have been found at Kumbharhar near Patna. So we discussed about Mauryan palaces. Then we came to pillars of Ashoka. Different parts of an Ashokan pillar we have seen. The shaft or the column, which was about 30 to 40 feet in height, then surmounted by an inverted lotus, an abacus which contains the Dharma Chakra with four animals in relief: elephant, lion, horse, and bull. And on top of the abacus, you have either one lion or four lions, as at Sanchi and Sarnath, or one lion, elephant, one bull, or one horse. And together it is known as capital. That is the animal surmounting the abacus also, and then the inverted lotus, together known as capital. So we looked at the important capitals of Ashoka, right? Before the break, we looked at the important capitals of Ashoka. So this is the picture of an Ashokan pillar, um, mainly made of two types of stone. That is the spotted red and white sandstone. Spotted red and white sandstone from Mathura, and hard sandstone from Chunar near Banaras. So the shaft looks similar all over the empire. So it is presumed that probably Takshashila was a pillar carving center. It was uniformly made at Takshashila and distributed throughout the length and breadth of the Mauryan Empire. That speaks volumes about the transport and communication facilities which existed during the Mauryan Empire. Because 40 to 50, 30 to 40 tons in weight, pillar being carried over large distances speaks highly of the advancement in transport and communication during the Mauryan period. So the capital was locally made. So we've discussed till here, and we have looked at the important capitals. Right now, let us make a chart and look at the difference between Mauryan pillar and Achaemenid pillar or Persian pillar. So your heading should be make a heading. Mauryan pillar Mauryan pillars and Persian pillar, Persian or Achaemenian pillar or Achaemenid pillar. So let us look at the similarities and differences. First of all, let us look at the similarities. So what are the similarities between these two pillars, Mauryan pillars and Achaemenid pillars? First of all, take down. Both were made of stone. Both were made of stone. Similarities between Mauryan pillars and Persian or Achaemenid pillars. All of you, am I audible and visible? Clear? Hello? Audible and visible? Late joinees? Okay, now take down the similarities quickly. Number one, both were made up of stone, So both were made of stone. Number one. Number two, both have glossy finish, glossy polish. Both have glossy polish. Number three, both have bell-shaped capital. Both have bell-shaped portion. Then number four is capitals were used there in both. Both have capitals. So both are made of stone. Both have glossy finish or polish. Both have bell-shaped portion and both have capitals. Next paragraph. On the basis of these similarities, take down. On the basis of these similarities, historians like Vincent V. S. Smith believe that Ashokan pillars were mere imitation of Persian pillars. Mere imitation of Persian pillars. On the basis of these similarities, historians like V.S. Smith believe that Ashokan pillars were mere imitation of Persian pillars. Okay, now let us look at the differences. You make a chart like this. Ashokan or Mauryan pillars, and Persian pillars, Persian or Persepolitan pillars. So number one. So make a chart like this and write down. Ashokan pillars, shaft is monolithic. Persian pillar, shaft is made by joining a number of pieces. Shaft is made by joining a number of pieces. Next, number two, Ashokan pillar, outer surface of shaft is smooth. Outer surface outer surface of shaft is smooth. Persian pillar number 2, outer surface has grooves. Outer surface has grooves. Outer surface has grooves. Yeah. Number three, bell is present at the top. Bell is present only at the top. Ashokan, third point, at the top. Bell is present only at the top. Number 3, bell is present both at the top and bottom. Bell present both at the top and bottom. Number 4, Ashokan pillars were erected by digging them into the earth, without any base. Persian pillars were erected on a bell-shaped base. Number 5, Ashokan pillars were used for inscribing the edicts. What are edicts? Royal orders of Ashoka were used for inscribing edicts. Persian pillars used for supporting roof. Used for supporting the roof. Number 6, Ashokan pillars were independent constructions. Persian pillars were part of a palace. And lastly, Ashokan pillars, only animal capitals are present. Seventh part, I'll write here. Only animals are depicted on capitals. Only animals are depicted on the capitals. Now, Persian pillars, humans, animals, composite creatures. Were depicted. Humans, animals, composite creatures were depicted on the pillars. Yeah, all of you clear? Have you taken down? Okay, next paragraph. Then Jenny, write down next paragraph. The fundamental differences between Ashokan pillars and Persian pillars indicate the fundamental differences between Persian pillars and Ashokan pillars indicate that they were part of different traditions. The fundamental differences between Ashokan pillars and Persian pillars indicate that they were part of different traditions. Full stop. The conception, design, and purposes were different. Their conception, design, and purposes were different. Their conception, design, and purposes were different. The conception, design, and purposes were different. Therefore, Ashokan pillars cannot be considered as mere imitation of Persian pillars. Therefore, Ashokan pillars cannot be considered as mere imitation of Persian pillars. Clear? This is the difference between Ashokan pillars and Persian pillars. Okay, right. Now let's come to stupas. So we have discussed palaces. We have discussed pillars. Now let's come to stupa. So what's a stupa? All of you, what's a stupa? Now, first of all, let us look at the picture of a stupa. You see here, this is the picture of a stupa. Now let me draw a stupa for you, or let me show you directly. You can see on your screen. Just hold on. So a stupa, what is a stupa? First of all, understand this. What is a stupa? So when Lord Buddha died, his body was burnt. His dead body was burnt. The relics were collected. What are relics? Relics are the ashes, bones, fingernail, nails, hair, etc. were collected and in an urn, in a pot. So it was collected in a pot. So imagine this is a big pot. So this contains the urn of the Buddha. These are relics of the Buddha. Okay. So it was covered. It was contained in a big pot. Okay, and it was divided to 8 sections, 8 parts. These relics were divided to 8 parts, and in 8 different places, Ashtamahasthanas, in 8 different places, a semi-domical structure called a stupa was constructed. So a stupa will look like this. So it has got a flattened dome. It's got a flattened dome like this. There's a harmika here. This is called a harmika. Then in between there's a stick. There's a stick like this with 3 umbrellas. So this is a solid dome. You understand? This is a solid dome. It is not hollow dome. And buried deep inside the anda is a tabena. So this is the tabena. Tabena contains the relics of the Buddha. So the pot, that small pot which contains the ashes of the Buddha, has been placed here. So imagine this is the pot. Okay, this is the pot. It has been placed there. So nobody can view it. It is in deep inside the anda. So there's a relic chamber called tabena, which contains the relics of the Buddha. And later stupas contain the relics of a bodhisattva. Later stupas contain the relics of a bodhisattva. Now, I wish I had the technology where I could show you videos. I don't have the technology. But what you people can do is definitely go on YouTube and type Sanchi Stupa. You'll get videos. So when you look at those videos, you have an idea. In case you've not gone and seen a stupa, you'll get an idea as to how a stupa looks like. What are the different parts of a stupa? So at your leisure, don't do it now. You do it later after class or whenever you're free. Now look here on your screen. So this is called an anda. This dome is called an anda, right? This is called harmika. Then there's a stick holding 3 umbrellas. The stick is called yasti. And the 3 umbrellas are called chatras. Right? So then you have a compound wall. So imagine this. There's a compound wall. There's a compound wall here. And there is a torana. What is a torana? Torana is a gateway. a torana is a gateway like this. So it has got 3 sticks like this, right? So torana, this is a torana. So you enter the stupa through this gateway. So in the 4 directions, 4 cardinal directions, we have 4 toranas. Torana means gateway, entry gate. Toran, yeah, torana, right? This is called a torana. And then we have stairs. You have stairs going like this. So you climb, you enter the premises of the stupa. Then you have stairs like this, right? So you climb up the stairs and then you go to the first floor. This is called Meji level. This is called Meji level, right? So you can go all around the anda. You can go all around the anda and take a circumambulation. This is called Meji level. Medhi, Medhi. And this is called Vedika. So your compound wall is called Vedika. You can also call the major level as a Vedika. So you have a Vedika here also, so that nobody falls off. So in temples, you see people go around the temple, isn't it? After darshan of the god or goddess, they go around the temple. That is called what you call parikrama. In Hindi, it's called parikrama. In South India, it is called pradakshina. So you take a pradakshina or a parikrama around the temple. Similarly, you enter the stupa and you climb these stairs. These are the stairs you can see here. These are the stairs. So you climb the stairs and you reach the first floor. Around the anda, you have a path for circumambulation, for a parikrama. Hello, are you there with me? And then there are toranas in the 4 cardinal directions. You have toranas. So you have a torana here, you have a torana here, and you have a torana there. You have a torana behind. So these are the various parts of a stupa. On your screen, you see here, I'll show you another picture. You see on the screen here, red, orange color, no, this green color picture on your screen. The green is the anda. So it's a solid dome. Okay. So this is the anda. Harmika is the red one. Chatras are this. This is the chatra. This is the yasti. The stick is called yasti. And that stick holds 3 umbrellas. Okay. Then we have torana in yellow color. You can see this is the yellow color torana. Yellow. So you have 2 bars and 3 horizontal lines like this. So there's a torana here, there's a torana here, there's a torana here, and there's another torana there. So 4 cardinal directions, 4 toranas. This is the Vedika. Vedika is like a compound wall. They have another Vedika here. You can see another compound wall here, so that nobody falls off. Then this is the Meji level in black. That's the Meji level where you can take a circumambulation. And if you look from the top, you can see on your screen the picture below this. You can see this picture. So so these are the toranas, 4 toranas. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and a 4. 4 toranas. The green color is the anda. You enter the stupa premises and you take a circumambulation. This is called the Meji level. So you can go around the anda like this, right? This is the harmika. You can see that is the harmika, and this is the chatra with the yasti. Did you get me? These are the various parts of a stupa. Hello, clear? Clear? So you can see another picture here. Top view. Yeah, top view. You got it. That's a top view. Dinesh. So this is another picture of the stupa you can see here on your screen. So you enter the stupa. This is the toran. See, this is the torana, right? So you enter like this. Then you have steps going here, gallery. Then you climb the stairs and then you go to the gallery level here. So there's a Vedika here, there's a Vedika here, right? Then you can take a circumambulation of the anda, then harmika, then yasti. The stick is called yasti. Then the 3 umbrellas are called chatras. Then we have toranas in the 4 directions. 4 toranas are there. Okay, clear? This is how a stupa looks like. Now, what UPSC has asked you is, look at the question here on your screen. I put the question here. Look at that question on your screen. Early Buddhist stupa art, while depicting folk motifs and narratives, successfully expounds Buddhist ideals. Elucidate. 2016 question, 150 words, 10 marks. Early Buddhist stupa art, while depicting folk motifs and narratives, successfully expounds Buddhist ideals. So you need to understand the different parts of a stupa, and each of those parts of a stupa have some symbolic significance. It has a meaning, symbolic meaning, and that's what you're supposed to write in the answer. The different parts of a stupa and what does it mean in Buddhist, in the Buddhist religion. Okay, right? So we'll come back here. Clear, no? Hello, all of you? Any specific name for stairs? I don't think so. I have not come across till now any specific name for stairs. Right? So you have steps going up the you climb the stairs and you go to the Medhi level. Not Madhi, Madhuri, not Madhi. It is Medhi. Medhi is this level, the upper. This is called Medhi level, where you can take a pradakshina. Okay, you take a parikrama or a pradakshina there, right? So Madhuri and others, I request you go on YouTube. You go on YouTube and you type Sanchi Stupa. You get some videos. Then you view those videos. You'll get an understanding. So they will take you a walk. They will take you through a walk around the anda. So then when you see that, you'll understand. Okay, you can go around the anda. On the first floor level, there's a pradakshina. Okay, parikrama, right? Dinesh, pradakshina path. In every stupa, there is a disciple of Buddha. No, not disciple. The initial stupas contain the relics of the Buddha. Later stupas contain the relics of a bodhisattva. The bodhisattva. Okay, so later stupas contain the relics of a bodhisattva. Okay, puja. So now let us come back here. This is the picture of the famous Sanchi Stupa. You can see on your screen. This is the Sanchi Stupa, originally built of bricks by Ashoka. Whatever picture you see. So this is the Toran. You can see here. These are the Torana. These are the Torana entrance gateway. Then this is the enclosure wall, compound wall. So everybody, you will be having a compound wall around your house, isn't it? So that marks off it as a sacred place. You are telling others that this is my boundary. Whatever property is inside this compound belongs to me. So here there's a compound wall, enclosure wall. Similarly, hello, are you there with me, all of you? Look here on your screen. Outer compound wall, it has got 3 lines. See, it has got 3 lines. Similarly, on the first floor level, you have 3 lines. See this? This is an enclosure. This is called Vedika. Enclosure wall is called Vedika. Vedika. And so there's a Vedika here, and this is also Vedika. Yeah, Vedika is equal to compound wall. Puja, you can't enter a stupa. It's a solid dome. Puja, it is a solid dome. So how can you enter? It's not a hollow dome. You enter a stupa, then you climb the stairs, and then you reach the Medhi level for a pradakshina. You understand? You can see this. You climb the stairs and reach the first floor for a parikrama or a pradakshina. Got it, na? So what you do is you go and see a video, your YouTube video of how a stupa looks like. You type Sanchi stupa, you'll get videos. Then you see that. Then you'll have an idea. Now we'll come back here. Look at on the screen here. On the Vedika and on the Toranas, on the gateways, there are 4 directions, 4 Toranas, gateways. We have beautiful sculptures. You see here, lion is depicted. Uh, then elephant riders, horse and horse riders. See, there's a lion here. Right. So all these are then they are beautiful sculptures, pertaining to important events of the life of the Buddha. They are all depicted on the Toranas. Similarly, I'll show you another picture. Just hold on. See, on the Vedika compound wall, we have these pictures. I put those pictures only to make you understand. You see this? This is the picture of another stupa. You can see a southern gateway of the Sanchi stupa. So you enter the stupa like this. Then you have a staircase. You climb the stairs and you enter the Medhi level. So this stupa number 2 doesn't have a gateway. It doesn't have a torana, as you can see. So you can see this. This is another. This is a Vedika, the compound wall on the first floor level, and look at the sculptures there. You can see beautiful sculptures. Okay, all these are all pertaining to important events of the life of the Buddha, and you can take a pradakshina like this, going around the anda. Got it, all of you, right? So you can see it's much more clearer now. In this, you can have stairs going like this. You enter the stupa through this gateway toran, and then you go around the anda. So what UPSC? So you can see here, I've put on some more pictures. So the carvings of the Sanchi stupa. You have Dharma Chakra here. Then we have the middle part, the procession is seen here. And then Mara's courtesy. Mara is accepted defeat and is going back. He's not able to disturb Siddhartha. Similarly, look at the picture here on a Torana. So the beautiful sculptures are there on these Toranas. So what is the question here? You should know the different parts of a stupa and you should explain those parts. Okay, that is so here Buddhist stupa symbolism. So it represents the Buddha's burial mound. It's a symbolic representation. So stupa is a sacred place. It has a sacred place which contains the relics of the Buddha. So it contains the mound of dirt. It is a mound of dirt or mud which contains the relics of the Buddha. So it is Buddha's burial mound. And we have stupas found in all over Asia, Japan, Korea, China, Indonesia, Burma or Myanmar, Angkor in Cambodia. In all these places we find stupas, including Sri Lanka. And early stupas which are built in India and Sri Lanka served as models for stupas later in other places. So early stupas built in India and Sri Lanka served as models for stupas in other places. Now let us come to the this is the picture you can see here. This is the Sanchi stupa built by Ashoka. Ashoka initially built it of bricks. During the Sunga period, this was enlarged to twice its original size and covered in stone. Ashoka built it of bricks. During the Sunga period, it was enlarged to double its size and covered in stone, and including the stone railings were put during the Sunga period. Right. So here, let us look at the different parts of a stupa. Okay, and is it meaning? Puja says, but stupas are there for merchants to stay. Who told you this, Puja? Stupas are there for merchants to stay. Puja, where did you read this, or who told you this? Somebody has misguided you. Satrasa monasteries, Manikandan. Puja, where are you? Merchants don't stay in a stupa. Sir, in Google. No. You have merchant guilds. Many of the merchant guilds. What's a guild? An association of merchants which would generally deal with the same commodity. Merchant guilds also have contributed, funds. They have donated funds for the construction of a stupa. So they might have built a part of the stupa, or they might have built a stupa. They would not go and stay there. They would have built it, or they would have donated money for the construction of a stupa. Did you get me, Puja? So you got it wrong. In case you think that merchants used to go and stay there. It's a sacred place. It contains the relics of the Buddha. Why will merchants want to go and stay in a stupa? There are no rooms there. Puja, there are no rooms there. Neither is there a toilet there. It is a sacred place, and Buddhists consider a stupa as a sacred place, meant for worship. It contains the relics of the Buddha or a Bodhisattva. Now we'll come back here. Okay, now let us look at the symbolic significance or meaning of a stupa. Okay, on your screen, a green color. So what does the anda indicate? Anda, so here anda recalls a mound of dirt that was used to cover the Buddha's remains. It has a solid core and it cannot be entered. So it's a mound of dirt which contains the relics of the Buddha. Buddha's remains are contained in that. Deep buried inside the anda is a tabena, which contains a relic chamber. So tabena is there inside the anda, which contains a relic chamber. So what is significance of the anda? it is supposed to indicate, symbolically, it is supposed to represent the mountain home of the gods at the center of the universe. Understand this? Anda is supposed to represent the mountain home of the gods at the center of the universe. So the Anda is supposed to be the center of the universe, and gods reside in the Anda. That is what is the symbolic meaning of Anda. Hello, are you there with me? Anda is not that egg what you eat in the mornings, omelette. This Anda. Anda is different. This Anda is significance is the mountain home of the gods at the center of the universe. Yeah, green oval. Yeah, Kalyani. Okay, so that is supposed to symbolically represent the center of the universe and the mountain home of the gods. Gods are supposed to reside in the Anda. Okay. Next is a square railing, Harmika. You see which is Harmika? Red color. You can see on top, the Anda has a flattened top. So the Anda has a flattened top. So it is got like this. It's a flattened top like this, and top of which there is a Harmika, red color. So this is Harmika. This red color is Harmika. Now, what does this signify in Buddhism? So from a far distance, as you are approaching the stupa, from a far off distance, first you see the Yasti and the Chatras, and then you see the Harmika. When you see the Harmika from a far distance, the person will understand that this is a sacred place. It marks off it as a sacred place. That is the meaning of Harmika. It marks it off as a sacred place. Did you get me? That is Harmika. On your screen, the Harmika is inspired by a square railing or fence and that surrounded the mound of dirt, marking it as a sacred burial site. It marks it off as a sacred burial site, Harmika. Third, we have understand this, we have a yasti, a stick, which has three umbrellas. Imagine this, you have a stick and you have three umbrellas, one below the other. What is the meaning of the stick? It's called a yasti. On your screen, I'll go back to the picture. On your screen, this is the chatra and this is the yasti. You see here? This is the stick. The stick is called yasti. The stick is called yasti. And this stick, so I'll draw in a stick here. So this is a stick. Imagine this is a stick. And we have three umbrellas like this. Did you get me? It has got three umbrellas like this. So what is the meaning of this stick? Yasti. And these umbrellas are called chatras. Chatras. Yasti is supposed to indicate the axis mundi, that is the pivot of the universe. Universe is supposed to revolve around the Yasti. So it is a pivot of the universe. And gods are supposed to descend down from the heaven to the earth through the Yasti. With the help of the Yasti, they come down. Like, you have a pole. Imagine a pole, okay, from the earth till the heaven. And gods are supposed to slide down from that pole and make themselves accessible to humanity. That is the meaning of Yasti. Yeah. Got it, Paul. Who's this? Are you clear? Very much a live lecture, Paul. Looks like Paul has joined us now. Paul, are you there with me from morning or you joined now? It is very much a live lecture. Did you understand the meaning of Yasti? Yasti is a stick which is holding the three umbrellas. And gods are supposed to descend down from the heaven and make themselves accessible to humanity through the stick. So this is a stick. So they descend down. Gods descend down from the stick, from the heaven to the earth and make themselves accessible to humanity. That is the meaning of Yasti. The three chatras represent the three umbrellas. That is the three ratnas of Buddhism. Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. The three chatras represent the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Yeah, Paul, I can understand. You just now joined. We come back here. So you can see, did you understand? Can you please raise your hands? The Yasti represents the central pillar. That's called Yasti. It represents the pivot of the universe, the axis mundi, along which the divine descends from heaven and becomes accessible to humanity. No problem, Paul. No problem. We'll come back here. So the stick represents the pivot of the universe. The universe revolves around that stick, and gods descend down from the earth, from the heaven to the earth, and make themselves accessible to humanity. Chatras represent the umbrellas. So that's called a parasol in English. It represents the parasol. and they represent the three ratnas of Buddhism: Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. And this is also a mark of honor and respect. Chatra also is a mark of honor and respect. So when you have chatra, umbrella, is also a mark of honor and respect. Chatras, a mark of honor and respect when you have an umbrella on top. So these are the most important parts of a stupa: Anda, Harmika, Yasti with three umbrellas. Rest are all peripheral aspects of a stupa. You have the toranas in the four cardinal directions. You have a compound wall at the base level, Vedika level, and then at the Medi level. Okay, so at the ground level, you have a compound wall, like you have, if you're staying in a house or in a flat, you have a flat or a house which has a compound wall. So you're telling others that this belongs to me, this property belongs to me. Okay, and this is sacred. Whatever is inside is mine. You're not bothered about outside the compound wall. You're bothered about what is there inside your compound wall, right? So similarly, you have a compound wall which is may marked in blue color highlights. That marks it off as a sacred place. Okay, then toranas. We'll come to that. Just hold on. Then we have the toranas in the four directions. We have four toranas, decorated gateways, and on the toranas we have beautiful carvings. Then you have three horizontal stone bars. So it has got three horizontal stone bars. You can see here three horizontal stone bars. So this one, three horizontal stone bars. 1, 2, 3. Similarly here in all the four directions we have four stone bars like this. 1, 2, 3. These are called toranas, right? And then you have the circular terrace, Medi. So you can go around the Anda for a circumambulation. That's called Medi level. Platform meant for circumambulation, ritual circumambulation. Right? Did you get me? These are the various parts of a stupa. And this is what you're supposed to write. And then add some points. Just take some points, extra points. Just take down. Take down, please. In Buddhism, stupa represents. Number one, Parinirvana of the Buddha. In Buddhism, stupa represents Parinirvana of the Buddha. Parinirvana of the Buddha. Number one. Number two, it's an object of worship. So stupa represents death of the Buddha. It is Parinirvana of the Buddha. Parinirvana of the Buddha. Number two, it's an object of worship. Number three, it contains relics of the Buddha. Number three, it contains relics. What are relics? Ashes, bones, fingernail, hair, etc. So it contains the relics of the Buddha or Bodhisattva. It contains the relics of the Buddha or Bodhisattva. Number four, it represents the axis mundi. That is center of universe. Then on the toranas, that is gateway and Vedika, that is enclosure wall. On the toranas and Vedikas on the, so you have a Vedika or a enclosure wall on the ground level and also on the Medi level, on the first floor level. So on the toranas and Vedikas, there are beautiful carvings. There are beautiful engravings. There are beautiful carvings. So what are the things you can mention? Elephants, elephants, uh, then horses, elephant, horses, then horse riders, elephant, horses, comma, horse riders, then lions, peacock, mythical animals, flowers like lotus, in bracket lotus, then yakshas and yakshinis. So these are tree spirits. Yakshas are tree spirits, and the female counterpart is called yakshini. Their female counterpart is called yakshini. So yakshas are tree spirits, yakshas and yakshinis. Scenes from Buddha's life. Scenes from Buddha's life. Then scenes from the Jataka stories. Scenes from the Jataka stories. And scenes from the Jataka stories. So these are all mentioned on. These are all depicted on the Toranas as well as on the Vedika. Right, on the Vedika. Then you take down important stupas. So let us take some important stupas. Yeah, I can understand, Kennedy. You can pick up the recorded version. No electricity in Kennedy's place. So important stupas, take down. Number one, stupa number one at Sanchi. Stupa number one at Sanchi, or Mahastupa. This was built by Ashoka. So stupa number one at Sanchi or Mahastupa built by Ashoka. Number two, the Dharmarjika stupa. Dharmarjika stupa at Taxila. Again built by Ashoka. Dharmarjika stupa at Takshashila built by Ashoka. Number three, the Dharmarjika stupa. At Sarnath, built by Ashoka. Stupa number two at Sanchi, built by the Shungas. Number five, the Bharut Stupa. Again built by the Shungas. Number six, the Peshawar Stupa by Kanishka. Peshawar Stupa by Kanishka, the greatest of the Kushana kings, Kanishka. Then seventh is what? Amaravati Stupa by the Shatavahanas. Amaravati Stupa. Number 8, the Nagarjuna Konda Stupa. Nagarjuna Konda Stupa. Built by the Ikshvakus. Then 9th one, Vikramashila Stupa. Built by the Palas. So these are the important stupas. Clear? Okay, clear? Stupa number 2 at Sanchi. Stupa number 2 at Sanchi. Built by the Shungas. Then Barut Stupa built by the Shungas. Peshawar Stupa by Kanishka. Amaravati Stupa by the Shatavahanas. Nagarjuna Konda Stupa built by the Ikshvakus. Ikshvakus succeeded the Shatavahanas in parts of Andhra and Maharashtra. Ikshvakus. Vikramashila Stupa built by the Palas. These are the important stupas. So look at some of the pictures here. The southern gateway of Sanchi, I've shown you this. Then this is stupa number 2. This was built by the Shungas, located a little lower on the slope of the Sanchi hill. It does not have a gateway. Stupa number 2. Then this is ground balustrade and entrance at stupa 2, decorated with mythological figures. This is the stupa number 3, which contained the relics of Buddha's disciples, Sariputta and Mahamoggallana and Sariputta. These are the students of Buddha. Their relics are contained in the stupa. Right? I've shown you this picture, carvings in the Sanchi stupa. So here the upper architrave shows the great departure of Prince Gautama. You can see here Buddha is going away on his horse. He's going away on his horse, okay, from the palace. And then the lower one depicts Ashoka's visit to the Bodhi tree. You see here Ashoka has come and is paying his respects to the Bodhi tree at Sanchi. So this has been depicted at Sanchi. This is supposed to be a walking on the river miracle by the Buddha. So Buddha is walking on the river. Yeah. And this is the great bowl. The great bowl carved out of a single rock. So monks used to bring their food and store it here. They used to beg their food and other offerings, and they'll come and keep it here. And that was eaten, mixed and eaten by monks. This is at Sanchi. So these are the various parts of a stupa. Okay, now we'll come back here. So we have discussed palaces, pillars, stupas. Now let us talk about viharas. On your screen, viharas. So we have discussed this. You go back to your Mauryan chapter. Ashoka dug up 4 caves in the Bara hills. Ashoka dug up 4 caves. He got 4 caves dug up in the Bara hills in Bihar. And he donated them to the Ajivika monks, isn't it? He donated them to the Ajivika monks. So what are the names of these caves? 4 caves. Sudama, Lomas Rishi. Number 3, Karna Chopar. So Sudama, Lomas Rishi, Karna Chopar. And number 4, Vishwa Chompri. So he dug up 4 caves and donated them to Ajivika monks. And in the nearby Nagarjuni Hills, Ashoka's grandson Dasharatha dug up 3 caves and donated them to the Ajivika monks. These caves are Gopi, Vapya, and Vaditi. Gopi, Vapya, and Vaditi. These are the 3 caves dedicated by the Ashoka's grandson Dasharatha, and he donated them to the Ajivika monks. So this is court art: palaces, pillars, stupas, viharas. Clear? Are you there with me? Shruti is asking why there is no lectures of weekday morning batch of art and culture from last 5 to 6 days. Yeah, Shruti, I was on a small break. I had some family engagement, marriage. I was also very tired and not keeping well. So I had gone on a leave. So the concerned department should have informed the students. If they have not, I regret that. I got a few mails also about students asking me. So they were supposed to inform that. So anyway, there are some pending topics of art and culture. I'll finish it. I will request about 2 3 dates for that, and I will accordingly finish it. I'm just busy typing some notes and getting my PPT ready for 1 or 2 topics. Once that is ready, that will be intimated to you. And the balance of the topics like painting is there, science and technology, education. These topics are there. So I think Sufi Bhakti movement also have to be finished. So I will finish it in about 2 classes. So just bear till then, okay? Just hold on till then, and that will be intimated to you. Yeah. So they were supposed to intimate it, but then Ramzan is going on. A lot of people are on holiday. Um, some people have gone out of station. So that is anyway. That's not an excuse. Students should have been informed. I regret the inconvenience caused. Okay. Now we'll come back here. Court art I have discussed. Then we'll talk about popular art. What is this popular art? I told you we have common people like you and me. They collected money and installed images or idols. That is called popular art. So, what are the examples of Mauryan popular art on your screen? You can see here, these are the examples of Mauryan popular art. You see, the Yaksha of Parkham. Okay, the Yaksha of Parkham. The Yaksha of Parkham. The Yakshi from Didarganj, Bihar. This is the Yakshi from Besnagar. The Besnagar Yakshi, or or Didarganj Yakshi. The Yaksha of Parkam, the Yakshi from Besnagar, So Yaksha from Parkam, Yakshi of Besnagar. Then this is the Yakshi from Didarganj. So she is called Chauri bearer. The Chauri bearer from Didarganj, Bihar. So Didarganj is a place in Bihar. And here we see a Yakshi. So she is, you can see here, beautiful sculpture. Look at the folds, the type of sari she's wearing. There's some bird here. There's a bird here near her leg. So look at the pleats, the folds on her sari. Even the folds of her skin is shown here. She's holding one fan. This is called Chauri bearer. Chauri means fan. So she's a yakshi holding a fan, and she's also is having a headgear. And look at the necklace she's wearing. Beautiful necklace she's wearing. So this is the Chauri bearer from Didarganj, Bihar, and stone elephant from Dhauli. This is supposed to be the symbolic representation of Ashoka addressing the people of Kalinga. Ashoka addressing the people of Kalinga. The stone elephant from Dhauli. Dhauli is in Orissa. Stone elephant from Dhauli. So these are the important examples of Mauryan popular art. Yakshi from Besnagar, Yaksha from Parkham, the Chauri bear from Didarganj, Bihar, that is the Yakshi from Didarganj, Bihar, and Sona elephant from Dholi. Clear? This is Mauryan art. So elephant here is representative of Ashoka addressing the people of Kalinga. Are you there with me, all of you? Can we go on to the next segment? So I have discussed Mauryan art. Let us come to post-Maurya period. So let us come to post-Maurya period. In the post-Maurya period, we have the construction of chaityas. So in the Mauryan period, we have construction of stupas and viharas. In the post-Maurya period, we have not only many stupas which were constructed, but also a number of chaityas were constructed apart from a few viharas. So we will be studying about chaityas. What is a chaitya? What are the different parts of a chaitya? Important chaityas, etc. Now, before I begin, you need to take down a timeline. Just take down a timeline of the development of rock architecture in India. History of rocket architecture in India. Just take down this, then we will continue. So, history of rock architecture. History of rock cut architecture. History of rock cut architecture in India. So let us take a timeline. That should be a heading. History of rock cut architecture in India. First of all, we'll be talking about number one, Mauryan period. So we have already discussed this. Mauryas. Mauryas, they ruled from 321 to 184 BC. You all know that 137 years they ruled. So we have in the Barabara Hills, in Bihar, Barabara Hills, 4 caves were dedicated by Ashoka to the Ajivika monks. 4 caves were dedicated by Ashoka. And we have just now done that. Sudama, Lomas Rishi, Karna Chopara, and Vishwa Jhompri. Then in a nearby Nagarjuna Hills, I don't think I need to mention the names of these caves again. Do I need to? I don't think it is necessary to mention the names of these 4 caves. Just now we have done this. Sudanama, Lomar Rishi, Karna Chopara, Vishwa Jhompri. Okay. Thank you, Dinesh. Then Nagarjuni Hills. Now, Barabara Hills, then Nagarjuni Hills. 3 caves. 3 caves were dedicated by, were dug up on the orders of Dasharatha, Ashoka's grandson, and donated them to the Ajivika monks. So Gopi, Vaditi, and Vapia. We have seen this. Then we come to post-Maurya period. Post-Maurya period. So post-Maurya period, this is from 200 BC to 300 AD. And during this period, we have both, we see both in the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats, activities. Basically, we have in the Western Ghats the construction of chaityas and viharas. So we have the construction of both chaityas and viharas. Whereas in the Eastern Ghats, we have the construction of viharas, Jain viharas. Jain viharas. So here in the Western Ghats, most of them are found in Maharashtra, present-day Maharashtra, in the post-Ponya period. So we have chaityas and viharas considered at Ajanta in Maharashtra, Bhaja, Junnar, Nasik, Karle, Kanheri, Bedsa. So these are you have also others, Pital, Kora, etc. So this is enough. So Ajanta, Bhaja, Junnar, Nasik, Karle, Kanheri, Bedsa. Then in Eastern Ghats, we have in present-day Orissa. So this is in Maharashtra, Western Ghats. I write it in bracket. This is Maharashtra. And Eastern Ghats, it is in Orissa. Basically, Khandagiri and Udayagiri. Udayagiri and Khandagiri. Yeah, these are the names of these caves in Nagarjuna Hills. Dinesh. Okay, so this is about post-Maurya period. So we see Chaityas and Viharas in Western Ghats and Jain Viharas in Eastern Ghats, mostly constructed during the time of Kharavela, the Jain king of Kalinga, Kharavela, during the period of Kharavela. Right. Then we come to third part, Gupta period. Third is Gupta period. Gupta period, they ruled from they ruled from 275 to 550 AD, the Guptas. And we have caves here, caves constructed during the Gupta period. And we have both the type of caves, both natural caves and man-made caves, man-made. So what are the examples of natural caves? Bimbetka. And man-made is Ajanta and Bagh. Man-made is Ajanta and Bagh. Ajanta in Maharashtra, Bagh in Madhya Pradesh. This is number 3, Gupta period. Then we go to number 4. Number 4, that is the post-Gupta period. Post-Gupta period. Post-Gupta. Roughly from 550 AD to 750 AD. So here we have the Pallavas. So Pallavas, Tamil Nadu, the construction of mandapas, rathas, and temples. And then we have in the Deccan, the Chalukyas of Badami. Chalukyas of Badami. They built 4 caves. They built 4 caves in the Deccan. Okay, they built 4 caves. Chalukyas of Badami. Then we come to number 5. Are you able to get? Am I able to get across here? The chart 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little congested, but then are you able to understand the timeline here? Then we come to early medieval. Early medieval. That is around 800 to 1000 AD. And we have rock cut cave temples. Rock cut cave temples. And we find them at 2 places. Rock cut cave temples. Ellora and Elephanta. Ellora and Elephanta. Ellora, you have all the 3 religions represented here. Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. So all the 3 religions are represented here. Elephanta is mostly Shaiva, mostly dedicated to Shiva. This is the history of rock cut architecture in India. History of rock cut architecture. Rock cut architecture. Are you there with me? Hello. Western Ghats caves under postmodern dedicated to Buddhism. Yeah, it is Buddhism. Western Ghats, mostly it is Buddhism. Jia in the post-Maurya period. Chaityas and Viharas. Chaitya is a Buddhist prayer hall, and Viharas here mostly dedicated to monks. Buddhist monks used to stay in these caves via monasteries. Eastern Ghats, it is Jainism. Can I move on? So let us understand a Chaitya. Can I move on? Can I go to next segment? Let us understand Chaitya. How does a Chaitya look like? Understand this. Very easy, simple. Chaitya. What is a Chaitya? It's basically a Buddhist prayer hall. Buddhist prayer hall found in a cave. Buddhist prayer hall found in a cave. And that's called a Chaitya. Now look here, just understand this. Then I'll show you the real picture of a Chaitya, how a Chaitya looks like. But let me draw. Look here on your screen. This is the ground level. Okay, and this is the mountain. This is the mountain here. This is the mountain. This is the mountain. And the monks have dug up a cave. Now, the spot where the cave ends, the semicircular end of the cave is called apse. This is called an apse. This is where the cave ends. The semicircular part of the cave is called an apse. There's one stupa here. Understand this? There's one stupa here. Okay, so this is called a votive stupa. What is the meaning of votive? Votive means it has been constructed to commemorate the fulfillment of a vow. It has been constructed to commemorate or celebrate the fulfillment of a vow. So it's called a votive stupa. Then there are pillars here. You can see here. Just hold on. These are pillars. These are pillars. So this particular cave has been hewn out, has been dug up by the monks. And when the cave was being dug up, the pillars also have been dug up along with the cave. So the pillars have been not independently carved later. It has not been constructed later. When the cave was being dug up, the pillars also have been designed, have been you know, cut up like that as part of the cave excavation. Right. Now, this is the place where the monks congregate for prayers. This is called a nave. This is the entrance to the cave. So nave is a place where the monks congregate for prayers. These are the pillars, as I've just now seen. These are the pillars. These are the pillars. Okay, so this is called a chaitya. Now, understand this. The word chaitya is from the word chitta. The word chaitya is from the word chitta. So some bodhisattva died. Understand this. Some bodhisattva died. His body was burnt, and his ashes were collected. The relics were collected, and it has been kept inside. It has been buried inside the cave here. It has been buried there, and a small stupa has been constructed on top of those relics. That's called a votive stupa. So the word chaitya is from the word chitta. That is the relics of a bodhisattva. Are you there with me? And you can take a pradakshina here. You can go like this and take a pradakshina or a parikrama like this and come out. You take a pradakshina around the stupa, votive stupa, and come out like this. This is called a chaitya, a Buddhist prayer hall. A chaitya is a Buddhist prayer hall found inside a cave. Can you raise your hands? Did you understand? Now I'll show you the real picture. I'll show you the real picture. You look here on your screen. You see here on your screen, apse is where the cave ends, Gia. You see, this is the semicircular end of the cave, apse. Okay, so here, you see here on your screen, you can see the picture of a chaitya. So you enter the chaitya, right? This is the nave. This is the nave where the monks congregate for prayers. This is the apse. This is where the cave ends. This is called an apse. Then these are the pillars. You can see the pillars here. So when the cave was being hewn out, they have also designed the pillars along with the cave, right? And it has not been constructed later. It is part of the cave excavation. So behind the pillar, you have a aisle. So you can there's a gap between the wall of the cave and the pillars. So you can go around for a pradakshina and then come out like that. You can come out like that. And this is called a votive stupa. This is called a votive stupa. Clear, all of you? There are some more things to tell you. I'll let you know. Just raise your hands, then I can move on. Please raise your hands if you have understood. You can see here, come back here. So chaitya is a shrine cell. A chaitya is a shrine cell with a votive stupa that is offered or consecrated in fulfillment of a vow, placed in the center of the apsidal end. So apse is where the cave ends. Okay, so chaitya is a shrine cell with a votive stupa. What is votive? Offered or consecrated in fulfillment of a vow. So somebody had taken a vow and that vow was fulfilled, and therefore the stupa has been installed. It is placed in the center of the apsidal end where the cave ends. It is derived from the Sanskrit word chitta, or the mound of ashes formed when a dead person was cremated. Chaitya therefore meant earthen mound built over the remains of a saint or holy relic. Earthen mound built over the remains of a saint or holy relic. Okay, so on your screen you can see here nave, a place where monks assemble for prayers. Okay, this is called a nave. This is a place where monks assemble for prayers. Apse, semicircular end of the cave is called apse. Aisle, prayer path of a stupa. Chaitya hall at Nanokya. The Chaitya hall at Bhaja is of the Sunga period. So we'll come to that in just a moment's time. Just hold on. I will draw a few more pictures for you. There are different types of chaityas. Understand this. This is one with an apsidal end. So you can have a chaitya with an apsidal end like this, right? This is called an apse. You can have a chaitya with a square end like this. Okay, this is a square end. So apse, this is a square end of a chaitya. And you can also have a chaitya with a circular end like this. So this is a circular with a circular end. This is a circular end. This is an apsidal end. Apsidal end. And this is a square end. Did you get me that? So I'm sure you can draw better than me. So this is a chaitya with an apsidal end. This is number one. Number two is a square end. You can have a chaitya with a square end, and you can have a chaitya with a circle end. Clear? Then I'll draw another picture. Now look here on your screen. We can have a chaitya like this. Understand this? We can have a chaitya like this, where, just hold on. Okay, so this is with only a stupa, right? So there's only a stupa here. So there's only a stupa, a small stupa. You can have, so this is the hill. This is the hill. Similarly, you can have a stupa like this, right? Where you have both the stupa, and then you have an image of the Buddha. So this is an image of the Buddha. This is Buddha here. Okay, so you have both stupa as well as an image of the Buddha. So this is the hill. This is the hill. This is the stupa. This is a stupa, and this is Buddha's idol. And then the third type of a chaitya is this, right? So here you only have a image of the Buddha, the Buddha's image. So there's only Buddha idol. So these are the three types of these are different types of chaityas. You can have a chaitya with with an apsidal end, a circular end, and a square end. And then you can have a chaitya with only a stupa. The first diagram I told you, this one you see here. This is a picture of a chaitya with only a stupa. This is a votive stupa. But then there could also be a chaitya which has both a stupa and a small idol of the Buddha, or only an idol of the Buddha. And with different ends, apsidal end, circular end, square end. Clear? Clear? Okay. So here let us discuss the chaityas here now. Important chaityas. So we know what is a chaitya now. So Chaitya at Bhaja is of the Shunga period. So Bhaja is a place near Mumbai. You have to take the Lonavala Ghats. So go to Mumbai. So if you take the Lonavala Ghats from Bombay towards Pune, you get Bhaja, about 70-80 kilometers from Mumbai. So this belongs to the Shunga period. Chaitya at Karle is of the Andhra period. So Andhra, Karle is also a place in Maharashtra, present in Maharashtra, that is of the Andhra period. And we have Chaityas both in the Western and the Eastern Ghats. Basically, we have Viharas in the Eastern Ghats, but then I have mentioned it as Chaityas also. You can see, let us look at the important Chaityas. What are the features of Chaityas in the Western Ghats? In Maharashtra, particularly, we have Chaityas at Bhaja, Karle, Kondana, Nasik, Ajanta, Kanheri. So generally, apsidal plan. Generally, they have a apsidal end, but sometimes square and sometimes circular, right? Then many caves contain pillars with base and capital. So pillars both have a base and a capital. Caves are larger in size. In Western Ghats, when compared to Eastern Ghats, caves are larger in size. You have elaborately ornamented carvings on the roof, walls, and pillars. On the ceilings, roof is ceilings, yeah. On the ceiling of the cave, walls and pillars, we have lovely carvings. Some have barrel vaulted roofs, like Chaityas at Bhaja and Kale. What is barrel vaulted like this? Like in a wagon wheel, like in a bullock cart. In bullock cart, you have a canopy. You must have seen in paintings or in village side. So you have a bullock cart with a canopy. That's called a barrel vaulted roof. Something like this. You see, like this. Did you get me? That's called barrel vaulted roof. So some have barrel vaulted roof. For example, at Chaityas at Bhaja and Karle. And the facade of some caves are ornamented. That is entrance. Facade is what is facing us. For example, you want to decorate the entrance of your house. You might want to put granite. You want to put marble. You want to have elaborate wood carvings, so that when somebody enters, comes and sees your house, the entrance, it looks beautiful. That's called a facade. So the facade of some caves are ornamented. So this is about Chaityas in the Western Ghats. Now, what about Eastern Ghats? So mostly they are cut in the Udaygiri, in the hills of Udaygiri, Orissa. They are all viharas. So with the caves at Udaygiri, Khandagiri, excavated during the time of the Jain king of Orissa, Kharavela. We have the Rani Gufa cave at Udaygiri, which is the largest cave. And Hathi Gufa inscription contains the achievements of Kharavela. The Bagh Gufa, the Tiger Gufa, forms part of the Khandagiri caves. Some caves have pillared veranda. So here the caves are much smaller when compared to that of the Western Ghats. So some caves have pillared veranda, and you have ornamentation and depiction of motifs like trees, snakes, swastik, etc. This is about Viharas and Eastern Ghats. Okay? This is about Viharas and Eastern Ghats. So what I've done is, did you understand, all of you? Clear? Can you raise your hand so that I can move on? Clear? Hello? Yeah. Good. Satyanarayana, Shilpa, Shruti. Okay, good. So I have made a chart for you on your screen. You can see I have made a chart. Go through the chart. You don't need to go beyond this. This should be sufficient. Whatever information I have collected and organized here, it reduces a lot of workload on your part. Okay, so here you can see on your screen Karle at Maharashtra, Nasik in Maharashtra. So what is the importance of these chaityas? Everything is not important. Just go through it once or twice, and you'll get an idea, fair idea as to what can be asked. But then generally they will not ask you so much of details. They'll only ask you important chaityas or important viharas. So Karle, Maharashtra, Nasik, Maharashtra, Junnar in Maharashtra, Bhaja in Maharashtra. And very interestingly, in Bhaja caves, we have a carving showing a woman playing tabla and another woman performing dance, proving that tabla was used in India for at least 2,300 years. So Bhaja caves are as old as that. And we see a carving of a woman playing tabla inside on the wall of the cave at Bhaja, which shows that tabla was as old as 2,300 years in India. It was not an introduction of the Turco Arabs who came to India. tabla. So that is what it proves, baja. Then Bedsa in Maharashtra, Pitalkhora in Maharashtra. So these are all the important chaityas, in the post Maurya period. And many of the chaityas had windows. You have windows like this. So if this is the entrance to the chaitya, if this is the entrance of the cave, on top you have a window like this, so that light and air comes through, right? So we'll just take a small break, 5 minutes break, and come back. Let us take a 5 minutes break and start with the Gandhara, Mathura, Amaravati schools of art. Three forms of art which came into existence in the post-Maurya period: Gandhara school, Amaravati school, and Mathura school of art. Clear? Just take a 5 minutes break and come back, and then I'll begin. Hello? Are you there with me? 5 minutes break? Okay. Okay, can we continue? Hello, good evening, good afternoon. Can we continue? Audible, visible? Am I audible and visible? Can we continue? We'll go for a half an hour break at 5 o'clock. Just hold on. Another half an hour break at 5 o'clock. And then from 5:30 we can go on till the end of the session. Okay, thank you. Now, in the post-Maurya period, we have three schools of art which came into existence in the post-Maurya period. So, what are these three schools of art? Just hold on. Look here on your screen. So, we have three schools of art. If this is India, we have the Gandhara school of art in the northwest portions of India. The Gandhara school of art. The Gandhara art. Then we have the Mathura art. Mathura art, patronized Mathura art. Gandhara art was patronized by the Indo-Greeks, the Bactrian Greeks. Mathura art by the Shungas and the Kushanas. And later by the Kushanas. And the Amaravati school of art. Amaravati school of art, patronized by the Shatavahanas and their successors, the Ikshvakus. The Shatavahanas and the Ikshvakus. Now, please understand, Gandhara is entirely Buddhism. The theme is Buddhism. Similarly, Amaravati also the theme is Buddhism. Gandhara, the theme is Buddhism. Amaravati, the theme is Buddhism. But Mathura, we have all the three religions represented. At Mathura, all the three religions, that is Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, represented at Mathura. So, that sense, Mathura is secular. All the three religions are represented in the Mathura school of art. So, Gandhara, Mathura, Amaravati schools of art. These three schools of art we have to study. Understand this. Gandhara art, you have the Bactrian Greeks. I told you, no? Alexander came in 326 BC. So, Alexander came in 326 BC to the borders of India. There was a rebellion and he was forced to go back. But then many of the Greek soldiers and officers who came along with Alexander's army, they didn't go back with him. They married the local women of Afghanistan, northern Afghanistan. They settled down there in northern Afghanistan. And northern Afghanistan has come to be called Bactria. So these are the Bactrian Greeks. These were the Bactrian Greeks who were living here in northern parts of Afghanistan. So these Greeks, Bactrian Greeks, used to worship Greek and Roman gods like Zeus, Apollo, etc. And they used to depict them as very huge figures in their idols. So they used to make idols of these gods. And in these idols, these gods were depicted as very manly, with a mustache, with a beard, with a robust physique, well-built physique. So that's how they were depicted. And they were wearing, long flowing robes, clothes with pleats, folds, long flowing robes, mustache, beard, with a robust physique. So that's how they used to depict their gods, these Greek and Romans. Now, once these Bactrian Greeks began to stay in India, they became Indianized. They married the local women of India, and down the generations, 2 or 3 generations down the line, they became Indianized. But then, and many of them had to taken to the worship of Buddha. So here they began to depict Buddha as a Greco-Roman god. Buddha was given a mustache. Buddha was given a beard. Buddha was shown as a huge, well-built personality in the sculptures or idols. So this school of art, which came into existence in the northwest portions of India, present-day Afghanistan, like Kandahar, it is Gandhara. Old name of Kandahar is Gandhara. So what we now call Kandahar, those days called Gandhara. So Bimar, Bajora, Bimaran, and of course Gandhara. And this is the area where this school of art came into existence, and this was a melting pot of many cultures. Gandhara, that area, northwest portions of India, present-day Afghanistan, parts of Central Asia. This was a melting pot of many cultures. We have the Greeks ruling this area, Greeks, Romans, Persians, Shakas, Kushanas. So this was a melting pot of many cultures, and um, this was a Greco-Roman school of art. Basically, it catered to Buddhism. It catered to Buddhism, and you have Hellenistic features, Greek features. So therefore, it is also called a Greco-Romano Buddhist school of art, Greco-Romano school of art, or the Indo-Buddhist school of art. So the Gandhara school of art. Amaravati, down south, we have the Shatavahanas, Ikshvakus. They patronize this school of art. The theme is again Buddhism here, and is the most beautiful of the three schools of art. Most beautiful is this Amaravati, because they have used marble. They have used marble, limestones. So it looks very, very beautiful. And it's a narrative art, stories from the Jatakas, important events connected with the life of the Buddha. All these are depicted in the Amaravati school of art. Mathura school of art, patronized by the Shungas and the Kushanas. They, all the three religions, Hindu gods, and goddesses, Buddhist, Buddha and Bodhisattvas, Jain are Tirthankaras. They have all been represented, including many secular examples of art. So this is the three schools of art which came into existence during the post-Maurya period. So you need to know the type of material used, the different phases they went through, how does Buddha idols look in these three schools of art, etc. Right? So let's begin here on your screen. Gandhara school of art. Before we begin, let us look at the pictures. Look at the pictures here on your screen. So this is how Buddha looks like. You can see here, well-built Buddha. Look at the Buddha's physique here. He's sitting cross-legged. He's got flowing robes, loose clothes, flowing robes. Of course, in this picture, he's shown as clean shaven. He's got a top knot. This is called kribolos. So, kribolos. So he's wearing a top knot. Wearing a top knot. This is a Roman design. Roman design. This is. So he's shown wearing a top knot, right? And look at his shoulders. Well-built Buddha. Then this is the picture of another Buddha. You can see here Buddha is shown again as a robust man, a very well-built man. There's a Gnana Chakra, wisdom wheel here. That's called Gnana Chakra. Gnana Chakra. And he's got a mustache. Buddha has got mustache. You can see here another picture here of Buddha with a mustache and a beard. So Buddha, he's shown with a beard. He's got a mustache also. Right? And you can see snails here. So this is supposedly snails. So this is how the Gandhara artist depicted Buddha. Right? So the Gandhara school of art. So shows Greek influence. So what was the time period? 100 BC to 400 AD. So if it was in existence for about 500 years, 100 BC to 400 AD. It shows Greek influence, therefore known as Indo-Greek art. Buddha is shown as Roman and Greek gods. Mustache and beard are added to Buddha's face. There's a set ratio. There's a given ratio between the size of the face and the rest of the body. There's a given ratio between the size of the face and the rest of the body. So these other sculptures are related to Buddha's life and Bodhisattva. So the theme is entirely Buddhism, important events connected to the life of the Buddha, Bodhisattvas, etc. Draperies of fold lines. That's the clothes which the Buddha is wearing have folds. So draperies of fold lines. Ornaments are of minimum use of ornaments. This is the Gandhara school of art. And depending upon the type of stones used or the material used, we have two schools. The early school, which used blue-gray schistone, and later school used stone, mud, lime plaster, and stucco. Where was this school of art flourishing? Peshawar, you can see, geographical area. Peshawar, present-day Pakistan, Buner, Bajora, Bimaran, and above all, Gandhara, located in the northwest portions of India. Right? So this is Gandhara School of Art. Are you there with me? So the theme is entirely Buddhism in Gandhara. If you can raise your hands, I'll be very grateful. So factual information, very clear. Okay. Then we come to Mathura School of Art. Gandhara over, then we come to Mathura. So you can see here, this region of Gandhara, you have all sorts of foreign context influences, Persian, Greek, Roman, Shaka, Kushans. It was also called Greco-Buddhist School of Art. And later it got merged into the national classical art under the Guptas. It became Indianized. Initially, we have Hellenistic features, Roman and Greek features are there. But then later it became Indianized, totally Indianized, and it merged with the Gupta school of art. That is called National Classical Art of the Guptas. Right? Then we come to Mathura School of Art. Mathura school, 2nd century BC to 100 AD, 1st century AD, 300 years, prospered under the Shakas and the Kushans. Shakas and the Kushans. And we have excavations in present-day Uttar Pradesh. All are in UP. You can see it. Sonk, Tokri Tila, Kankali Tila. These are all the areas from where excavations have revealed many examples of Mathura school of art. All the three religions are represented here: Buddhism, Jainism, and Hinduism. So let us look at the important features of Mathura school. They used red buff sandstone, that is Sikri sandstone, as a raw material. It was perhaps the first school to make a lifelike image of the Buddha. Understand this? This is very important. Mathura artists were the first to make a image of the Buddha. So they were the first to make an idol of the Buddha. Mathura artists. Mathura artists first to make an image or idol of the Buddha. They were the first to make an image or idol of the Buddha, the Mathura school of artists. But then please understand, the Gandhara artists showed Buddha as a man. So first to show Buddha as a man were the Gandhara artists. What is the meaning of Buddha as a man? So Buddha as a man means Buddha as a man. That is, Gandhara artists believed that a male should have both a beard and a mustache. Mard means he should have a mustache and a beard, like South Indian heroes. If you look at South Indian heroes, nowadays it's become a trend also in North India. But then South Indian heroes, generally they have a mustache, and they might have or might not have a beard in the movies. So here, that's what the Gandhara artists believe. So they are showed Buddha with a beard and a mustache. So that is the meaning of Buddha as a man. But then the first to depict Buddha as a god in an idol, in an image, was the Mathura school of artists. So Mathura artists were the first to make an image of the Buddha. Okay, and all the three religions are represented here: Buddhism, Jainism, Brahmanism. We have images of kings also made, like standing Kanishka. You can see here, this is the headless statue of Kanishka. This was made by the Mathura artists. Headless statue of Kanishka. So this is another sculpture of the Buddha in the Dharmachakra Pravartana Mudra. So this is some Hindu gods, as you can see here. Hindu gods are shown by the Mathura artists. This is a Yaksha, and Yaksha is common to both Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. In all the three religions, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, we have Yakshas, tree spirits. Okay, so here, just hold on. So here, all the three religions are represented, and various patterns of life are depicted on the votive pillars. Now, how did Buddha's idols look like? How did Buddha's idols look like in the Mathura school? Head and face are shaven. You can see here, I put a box actually here. I have removed the box. So head and face are shaven. In Mathura school of art, Buddha's head and face are shaven. So he's shown as a clean shaven man with also with a bald head. So head and face are shaven. Right hand is in Abhaya posture. So that is, what is Abhaya? This is called a sign of benediction. I'm there, don't worry. So Buddha is assuring the devotees of his presence, of his blessing and presence. So right hand is in Abhaya posture. The dress is always tight on the body, Left hand holds the frills. Buddha is shown sitting on a throne. In Mathura, Buddha is shown sitting on a throne, whereas in Gandhara, he is shown cross-legged. Okay, so that is how the Buddha's idols were shown in Mathura. Then we have also Jain specimens, including sculptures, ayagapatas, that is stone slabs with 8 auspicious marks. That's called ayagapatas. Then we have Yaksha, Yakshini, of all the religions, Buddhism, Jainism, Brahmanism. Then Hindu gods like Brahma, Balrama, Durga, Shiva, Saraswati, Kuber, etc. They're all shown. So all the 3 religions are represented at Mathura. Are you there with me? This is Mathura School of Art. So Buddha, and generally what happens is in Mathura, the right shoulder of the Buddha is exposed. Only one shoulder covers the cloth covers only one part of the shoulder. The other shoulder is left exposed, right? And he's shown without a mustache and a beard. This is Mathura School of Art. Then we come to Amaravati School of Art. Amaravati School of Art. So patronized by the Shatavahanas and the Ikshvakus. Main centers are these, which are found in present-day Andhra, Nagarjunakonda, Goli, Gantashala, Jagayapeta, Amaravati, Nagarjunakonda. These are the places, right, where we find this school of art. In the lower valleys of the Krishna and the Godavari, flourished between 150 BC and 350 AD. So we have sculptures of detailed ornamentation, white marble. So it looks very beautiful. They have used white marble, white limestones. Central characters are human figures. They have long legs and slender frames, slender body. Facial expressions are shown, like smile, they smile, shy, or anger. So different facial expressions are shown. It's a narrative art. The stories from the Jatakas, from important events of the life of the Buddha, they're all depicted in Amaravati. For example, the Amaravati medallion depicts Buddha taming the elephant Nalagiri. So elephant is coming and bowing down before the Buddha. So that is shown there. So these are the various aspects of the Amaravati school of art. Okay, and this school affected the art of Southeast Asia and Pallavan sculptures. It influenced the art of Southeast Asia and Pallavan sculptures, the Amaravati school of art. Are you there with me? So Gandhara and Amaravati is totally Buddhism. The theme is Buddhism. Mathura, all the 3 religions are represented. So please remember that. You can see here, this is all in marble, white limestone or marble. Okay, so this is about Gandhara, Mathura, Amaravati schools of art. Hello, are you there with me, all of you? Can we move on? Yeah, now we come to Gupta art, Gupta period. Now, Gupta period, understand this, we have 3 forms of temple building. Gupta period, now early temples were cave temples. Early temples were all found in caves, therefore they are called cave temples. But during the Gupta period, we have the gradual evolution of freestanding structural temples. Gradual evolution of freestanding structural temples. Gradual evolution of freestanding structural temples. So this happened during the Gupta period, and we trace 5 stages. 5 stages through which they evolved. So gradual evolution of freestanding structural temples. It took 5 stages for them to evolve into freestanding structural temples. And these temples came to be built in the Panchayatana style. So once it was fully evolved, we have temples in North India which followed the Panchayatana style. What is Panchayatana style? Panchayatana style of temples. So you see here, what is the meaning of Panchayatana? So you have the sanctum sanctorum. We have the sanctum sanctorum. What is sanctum sanctorum? The Garbhagriha. Let's say this is This is the Garbhagriha door, main door, and this is Shiva temple. Okay, this is Shiva, there's Shiva Linga there. Now in North India, what we notice is we have the spire which curves to a point at the top, like this. It curves to a point at the top. There's a fluted disc here called Amalaka. This is called Amalaka. And there's a Kalasha on top, Kalasha. Now, what is the meaning of Panchayatana temple? Understand this. So you have the main shrine. This is called the Garbhagriha. Garbhagriha. This is called Garbhagriha. Main part of the temple is this. Garbhagriha. Now, around this main shrine, we have 4 subsidiary shrines, all under the same roof. So there's one small shrine here, another small shrine here, another small shrine here, and another small shrine here. Okay, 4 subsidiary shrines around the main shrine, all under the same roof. The roof is common. Understand this. The roof is common. Around the main shrine, we have 4 subsidiary shrines. And such type of temple building is called Panchayatana style. So, for example, here, this could be the consort of Shiva. So, this is a Shiva temple. Shiva's wife has a small room for herself. A small cell for Shiva's wife, consort of Shiva. This could be Ganesha, a small room for Ganesha. Then this could be for the Hanuman, for Hanuman. Let us say Hanuman. And this would be the Navagrahas, the 9 planets. So 4 subsidiary shrines around the main shrine, all under the same roof. Such type of temple building came to be called Panchayatana style. Hello, are you there with me? So during the Gupta period, we have the gradual evolution of freestanding structural temples, which took 5 stages, which passed through 5 stages. We'll discuss these 5 stages in some time. Then temples came to be built in the Panchayatana style, and we have the Shilpa Shastra books of Indian architecture, Shilpa Shastra books, divide Indian architecture into 3 parts. Indian temple building style. So there were three types of temple building, 3 forms of temple building. Three forms of temple building, 3 types of temple building. You see, North Indian style is called Nagara. North Indian style, Nagara. So Nagara in North India. Then South Indian style is called Dravida. Dravida in South India. And a combination of North Indian Nagara and South Indian Dravida is the Vesara style. Vesara, which is an amalgamation of North plus South, which is an amalgamation of North and South, Vesara style. So 3 forms of temple building came into existence in the Gupta period. North Indian style Nagara, South Indian style Dravida, and Central Indian style in middle of the country, the Vesara style, which was developed by the Chalukyas of Badami. Hello, are you there with me? Now, if I draw another map, you see here. Don't take my map seriously. Just hold on. I can draw better. Okay, something better, I suppose. Now we'll come back here. Now, North Indian style is called Nagara. You all know this. North Indian style. So North Indian style is called Nagara. Now, what are the standard features of a Nagara temple? We'll discuss that first of all. Okay, that's how I'm going to follow the structure of the class. We'll be discussing the North Indian Nagara style of temples. For example, we have the spire. You have the Garbhagriha. Temple has been built in the Panchayatana style. So you have the main shrine or the Garbhagriha, around which there are 4 subsidiary shrines. This is one feature in Nagara temple. Secondly, there is no boundary wall. There is no compound wall in a Nagara temple. There is no temple tank. Number 3 is there is no temple tank. Then the temple is divided into 3 different parts. So there could be 3 walls, 5 walls, 7 walls, 9 walls, depending upon the size of the temple. So they are called Triratha temples, Pancharatha, Saptaratha, Navaratha. Then you as part of this topic of temple building, of temple styles, you have to understand various parts of a temple. So when you enter a temple, you climb the stairs. So the temple has been built on a platform. That's called Jagati. Okay, so there is a Jagati or a platform. So you climb the stairs and then you reach that platform level. And the first hall you enter is called Mandapa. Right? Mandapa is generally made big. This is meant for the congregation of devotees. So the entrance hall is called Mandapa. You have a pillared approach. That is, you have pillars supporting the roof. So when you are walking towards the Garbhagriha to have the darshan of the god or the goddess, you have pillars on either side of you. So you're walking through the pillars, which are supporting the roof. So you have a pillared approach. So a lot of things are there in North Indian temples. At the entrance of the Garbhagriha, we have Ganga Yamuna images along with their mounts. Ganga with Makara. Makara is the crocodile, the mount of Ganga, the river goddess Ganga. And river goddess Yamuna has the mount of a tortoise. She has a tortoise as a mount. So these 2 goddesses are depicted outside the door jambs of the Garbhagriha. I'll show you what is a door jamb, etc. So these are some of the features of Nagara temples, and there are 5 types of shikaras. Now you need to understand what's a shikara. Look here on your screen. In North India, you have the Garbhagriha, okay, sanctum sanctorum. So let's say this is a Shiva temple, Shiva Linga is there. This is the door of the Shiva Linga, that is the Garbhagriha, the door is there. And then we have, in a North Indian temple, the spire curves to a point at the top. Understand this? Generally curves to a point at the top like this. There's a fluted disc here, and there's a kalash kept on top. So this is the kalasha. This is the kalash. This is the fluted disc. Now, in North India, this part of the temple is called Shikara. Understand this? This is called Shikara. In English, it is called a spire. It is called a spire or a dewel. Spire or a dewel. Okay, so this is called Shikara in North India. Now, what about South India? We'll come to South India in some time. So, let us say this is the Garbhagriha in a South Indian temple. So this is Shiva Linga, this is the door. Now, it is pyramidal in shape. It goes like this. In a South Indian temple, there's a capstone on top. The topmost portion of the South Indian temple is called Shikara. Understand this? Topmost portion of a South Indian temple is called Shikara. And this portion is called Vimana. Vimana. Vimana is the spire along with the Garbhagriha. The spire along with the Garbhagriha is called Vimana in South Indian temples, whereas the spire itself is called Shikara in North Indian temples. Amalaka is a fluted disc. Amalaka is a fluted disc. Amalaka. We'll come to that, Dinesh, just hold on. So, we will discuss the standard features of a Nagara temple and the different types of spires. There are different types, like for example, Rekha Prasad or Latina type. 5 types of Shikaras, Latina or Rekha Prasad, then Famsana, Vallabhi, Shekari, Bhumij. 5 types of spires on top of the Garbhagriha in North Indian temples. This is according to Adam Hardy. Adam Hardy has divided North Indian temples on the basis of their spires or the shikaras into 5 parts, 5 types. Now, apart from the standard Nagara features, what we notice is in the central portion of India, that is here, you can see this is the central portion of India. And what are the 3 states here? You have Orissa. You see, this is Orissa for you. This is Orissa, this is Madhya Pradesh, and this is Gujarat. Gujarat, and adjoining is Rajasthan. So in these three states, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, we have some additional features added to Nagara. These are called sub-schools. These three are called sub-schools to Nagara, sub-schools of Nagara. Sub-schools. Some additional features have been added to Nagara in these three states, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat. Sub-schools are there. So first of all, we will discuss about North Indian temples, Nagara style. Sub-schools we'll discuss. Then we'll go to Dravida. Now Dravida will go there later. Pallavas, Cholas, they all built according to the Dravida style. Are you there with me? So this is how I'm going to proceed. All clear till now, whatever we have done? Right. Now, on your screen. So Gupta period, Gupta art. Now look here. So temple building activities started in the Gupta period. So there are 5 stages of evolution. 5 stages of evolution of freestanding structural temples. First stage, flat roof square temple with a shallow pillared porch in front. Example, temple number 17 at Sanchi. You can see on your screen, flat roof square temple. You see here, flat roofed square temple. Flat roof square temple with a shallow pillared porch. This is a pillared porch, shallow pillared porch. So flat roof square temple with a shallow pillared porch in front. This is the first stage. Temple number 17 at Sanchi. Temple number 17 at Sanchi. This is the first stage. Flat roof square temple with a shallow pillared porch in front. And you can see this there's a small platform on which the temple has been built. There's a small platform. This is number 1. Number 2, flat roof square temple. You can see flat roof square temple with a Vimana or second story. So Vimana, it is crumbled up because made of bricks, so it is crumbled. So with the Vimana or second story. Parvati temple at Nashta Katara, Madhya Pradesh. Parvati temple at Nashta Katara. And you can see this, the platform has slightly got bigger. The Jagati has got bigger and the temple has got slightly taller. So this is flat roof square temple with a Vimana or second story, Parvati temple at Nashta Katara, Madhya Pradesh. Third stage, flat roof square temple with a Shikara or curvilinear tower. Flat roof square temple with a Shikara or curvilinear tower over the sanctum sanctorum. Example, Dashavatara temple at Deoghad, Madhya Pradesh. This is the Dashavatara temple at Deoghad in Madhya Pradesh. This is the third stage. Fourth stage, rectangular temple. Example, Durga temple at Aihole. So this temple has the influence of a Buddhist apsidal chaitya. So influence of apsidal chaitya is seen in this temple. So this has been called a rectangular temple, right? And then circular temple at Manyar Mutt. A round temple, circular temple as at Manyar Mutt, Rajgir. These are the 5 stages of structural temples in the Nagara style. Are you there with me? See here, in one page I have put it. In one page I have put it. Flat roof square temple with a shallow pillared porch in front. Example, temple number 17 at Sanchi. Flat roof square temple with a Vimana or second story. Example, Parvati temple at Nashna Kathara and Shiva temple at Bhumara. Number 3, flat roof square temple with a Shikara or curvilinear tower. Then rectangular temple, circular temple. Clear till here, all of you? So these are the 5 stages of evolution of freestanding structural temples. Then Let us look at the different styles of temple architecture. Nagara, we'll do Nagara, and then the sub schools of Nagara, then Dravida, Vesara, Pala, Hoysala, Vijayanagara, Nayaka, etc. What is Sanctum Sanctorum? What is Sanctum Sanctorum? Also known as Garbhagriha, literally womb house. So generally, it is a square. It is generally cubical. It is generally in the form of a cube or a square. It is small in size. It is plain inside. There are no carvings inside a Garbhagriha. Generally kept dark, and you have natural lamps. The natural lamps are lit there to brighten up the Garbhagriha. And the main deity, the main god or goddess, is installed in the Garbhagriha. This is in English called Sanctorum. Garbhagriha. Garbha means womb house. Okay, the main deity is installed there. Right? Then we come to Mandapa. What's a Mandapa? Mandapa is the entrance to the temple. So when you enter the temple, you get a big hall. Generally, mandapas are made big. Why? So that they can congregate, they can accommodate more number of people. More number of people can congregate in the mandapa, and they make their way towards the Garbhagriha for taking the blessings of the Lord. So mandapa, entrance to the temple. Then Shikara, we have seen this. It's a curvilinear tower. In North India, it curves to a point at the top, and that itself is called Shikara. Whereas in South India, it is pyramidal. It is pyramidal in shape, and the topmost portion of a South Indian temple is called Shikara. So it could be pyramidal to curvilinear. Vahana, it's a mount of the god, mount of the deity, mount or vehicle of the main deity. Shiva's mount is a Nandi, dwarf bull called Nandi. Ganesha has a mouse, like that, right? Now, who's the god who's got a male adult has his vehicle? Who's the Hindu god who has got a male adult has his vehicle or mount? Dinesh, Rama, Kuber. Shruti is right. Kuber is the god of wealth, and so Shruti is right. So Kuber, the god of wealth, sits on a male adult. So Kuber, god of wealth, not Hanuman. Hanuman is a monkey. You cannot consider, Hanuman has a male adult. He is a monkey. Okay, so Vahana. So we'll come to that. So Nagara School of Architecture, you can see on your screen, Nagara style. So 500 AD onwards, a distinct style of temple architecture developed in the northern part of India. And this is called Nagara style. And there are sub-schools in Western, Central and Eastern India. Western is what? Gujarat. Central India is Madhya Pradesh. And Eastern India is Orissa. So in these three states, we have sub-schools of Nagara. So let us look at the various features of Nagara style. On your screen, before I continue, let me show you a picture here. You see here, just hold on. So you can see here, I'll show you the first picture here. First of all, you climb the stairs on your screen. Just focus on the picture. So you climb the stairs like this. You climb the stairs, and then you have an upraised platform. You can see Jagati, upraised platform. So you are standing on a platform. The temple has been built on a platform, right? So you enter the temple like this. This is called a mandapa. This is a mandapa. Congregation hall. So you have a congregation hall, generally big in size, so that it could accommodate more number of people. Then we have the Sanctum Sanctorum, Garbhagriha. Main deity is installed here in the Garbhagriha. We have a pillared approach. You can see the pillars here. These are the pillars. So pillars are supporting the ceiling of the temple. They're holding the ceiling. So you make your way from the mandapa towards the Garbhagriha through a pillared approach. The topmost portion is called Shikara. Here you can see a spire on top of the Garbhagriha, that is called Shikara. And the Pradakshina, ambulatory passageway, that is Parikrama, what is called Parikrama or Pradakshina or Parikrama in a North Indian temple is within the temple, around the sanctum sanctorum. So you go around the sanctorum sanctorum. That means there's a roof on top of your head. So if it is raining heavily, it's very hot, you're not affected because you're taking a parikrama or a pradakshina within the temple. So ambulatory passageway is within the temple. I'll show you another picture on your screen. You see here, this is the entrance. Okay. So you enter the temple like this. Steps are there. So these are mandapas. You could have one mandapa or you could have many mandapas. We'll talk about it later. Okay. So you have you can see size. They are slightly increasing in size. So this is called an Ardha Mandapa. There's a Mandapa. There's a Maha Mandapa. So the main mandap is here. And you can see the size is slightly increasing of the mandapas. This is the Garbhagriha. The Garbhagriha is where the main deity is installed. You can see here. So the idol has been installed here. Idol. This is called the Shikara in North India. Axis Mundi, center of the universe. This is supposed to be the center of the universe. The Shikara represents the mountain home of the gods at the center of the universe. Just as the dome, just as the Anda in the Stupa represents the mountain home of the gods at the center of the universe, the Shikara in a temple represents the mountain home of the gods. So it is a human construct. It is a human imagination of the cosmos as such. And there were 20 different types of temples. Initially, temples were named after the type of shikaras they had, like Meru, Mandara, Kailasa. So they were all mountains, as you can see. Meru, Mandara, Kailasa. So they were all named after these mountains, the shikaras. Initial temples were named after these mountains, like Meru, Mandara, Shikara. We'll come to that. So let us look at the various, and then you see here, temple has been divided into three parts. In this particular picture, this is a three ratha temple. So there are three walls in a temple. Now later the temple size became bigger. So instead of three, they made it 5 walls, 5 divisions. Then still more bigger, 7 divisions. Then still more bigger, 9 divisions. So you could have all odd numbers. You can see, so you can three. You could have 3. You could have 5. You could have 7. You could have 9 walls. So Triratha, Pancharatha, Saptaratha, Navaratha. And on the walls of these temples, we have beautiful carvings from legends, from the stories from the Mahabharata, Ramayana, Puranas. They were all depicted. They're all depicted through a form of sculpture. Right? We'll come to that. Just hold on. Then this is the dual. You can see here on your screen on the sanctum sanctorum, you have the spire or the dual, and there is a fluted disc. It goes and joins this curvilinear spire goes and touches or mixes with the amalak, a fluted disc called amalaka, on top of which there's a kalash kept. There's a kalash. Okay, there's a kalash. We'll come back just here on your screen. You see here, let us look at the various aspects of a Nagara temple. First of all, temples generally followed the Panchayatana style. So features of Nagara temple, they followed the Panchayatana style. That is the main sanctum sanctorum and 4 subsidiary shrines all under the same roof. We have assembly hall or mandap in front of the principal shrine. So presence of assembly halls or mandaps in front of the principal shrine. Outside the Garbhagriha, images of river goddesses Ganga and Yamuna were placed. You can see here on your screen. So this is the Garbhagriha. You can see on your screen, this is the Garbhagriha, main deity, Garbhagriha. Right? And on the door jambs, these are called the door jambs, Jambs, door jambs. So on the door jambs, you can see here, on either side, we have river goddesses Ganga and Yamuna. So this is Ganga for you, and this is Yamuna. This is Yamuna. So Ganga with her Mount Makara. So in North Indian temples, there is a Ganga with Makara. Makara, you can see crocodile. There's a crocodile. So she is seen with her crocodile, Makara. And then Yamuna, this is Yamuna for you. Yamuna with her mount tortoise. So there's a tortoise here. Tortoise. So these are shown in North Indian temples. In South Indian temples, we have Dwarapalas and Dwarapalakas, guardians of the door. Dwarapalakas are there. Whereas in North India, it is Ganga and Yamuna along with their mounts. Right. Then there were no water tanks. There were no water tanks or reservoirs in a North Indian temple. Unlike in a South Indian temple, there are no water reservoirs or water tanks. There is no. The temples have been built on a upraised platform, Jagati. So it has been built on a Jagati or a platform. The porticos have a pillared approach. So you have pillars supporting the roof in a North Indian temple. Then there were generally three types of shikaras. There are actually five types of shikaras, but then there were three types of shikaras. We'll talk about it. All the five types we'll discuss in some time. Just hold on. Latina or Rekha Prasad, Famsana, Vallabhi. So what's a shikara? On top of the sanctum sanctorum. If this is sanctum sanctorum, where the main deity is installed, and this is the door of the sanctum sanctorum, you have three types of there are five types of shikaras, like this. So there are five types of shikaras, five types. Generally, three are popular. Rekha Prasad or Latina, Vallabhi and Famsana. We have two more, Bhumij and Shekhari. We'll discuss that. So five types of shikaras. Then the vertical end of the shikara ended in a horizontal fluted disc called Amalaka. So this is the Amalaka. You can see here the vertical end of the shikara ended in a fluted disc called Amalak, on top of which there's a kalash kept. So there's a kalasha kept there. So if you have noticed in temples, even whether it's South India or North India, there are yakshas, pot-bellied yakshas, who are guarding the kalasha. So they are having horns. They have their teeth flaring out of their mouth. They have a pot belly. They are generally painted blue in color in South Indian temples. They have a sword in their hand. So they are looking in the four directions and holding a sword in their hand. So what are they doing? They are supposedly guarding the kalash. Now, why are they guarding the kalash? Because kalash symbolically contains the amrit, the amrit. So I believe the amrit for which the gods and the demons fought is supposed to come down from the heavens, and it gets collected in the top of the temple in the kalash there. And when the pujari, when the purohit does the arati, and he gives you that tirtha, what do you call tirtha prasad, that liquid water he gives you, it is symbolically representative of the amrit. You are actually consuming amrit. Of course, the water is also, that water is charged water. The idol of the god or the goddess is washed with in that water. So when mantras are chanted, Vedic mantras are chanted, it is supposed to energize those idols. So, and then water has molecules. When you wash the idol with water, it absorbs all the positive energy, all the good energy from those idols. And then when it is given to you, that energy of the god will enter your tummy. So that's a belief. At the same time, it also is supposedly symbolically representative of the amrit, which the gods and the demons fought over. So that's why you have on top of the temple, the yakshas are guarding the kalash, right? So you have, so there's an amalak on top, a spherical shape was placed known as kalasha on top. Then inside the temple, the wall was divided into three vertical planes. So the temple was divided into three vertical planes. They're called rathas. These were known as three ratha temples. So whenever there is three walls in a temple, it's three ratha temple. Later you have Pancharatha, Saptaratha, even Navaratha temples coming into existence. And on the walls of these temples, we have beautiful narrative sculptures. Various stories from the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas are carved on the temple walls. The ambulatory passageway, Pradakshina Patha, is covered. That is, there's a roof on top. As I told you, there's a roof on top, so you're not exposed to the elements. You are taking a Pradakshina or Parikrama within the temple. Then in a North Indian temple, they don't have elaborate boundary walls or gateways. There is no Gopuram. What's a Gopura? Gopuram is a gateway. So there's no Gopuram in a North Indian temple. Neither is there a boundary wall or a compound wall. So there's no compound wall or a boundary wall in a North Indian temple. Okay, are you there with me? These are the various aspects of a North Indian temple. Now, Adam Hardy identifies 5 modes of Nagara temple architecture depending upon the shape of the shikara. So, Latina or Rekha Prasad is one, Famsana, Vallabhi, Shikari, Bhumija. So, on your screen, you have a Latina or Lekha Prasad type of shikara. Generally, this type of shikara is used to house the Garbhagriha. So, on top of the Garbhagriha, this is the Garbhagriha. It is square in shape, as you can see. And you have this spires slightly curving. It is curving to a point at the top, right? So this is called Latina or Rekha Prasad type of shikara, square at the base and walls curve inward to a point on the top. Generally used for housing the Garbhagriha. Latina or Rekha Prasad. Clear? Hello? Are you there with me? Am I audible? Visible? Interesting, I hope. I know you're sitting the whole day, not easy, but I hope it is interesting. And the pictures are making it easier for you to understand. Okay, great. Jia, Shilpa, Hemlata. Only the women have raised their hands. What about others? What about the male members? Apurva, Dinesh. Okay, fascinating, he says. Dinesh. Thank you, Dinesh. It is interesting, I know. But then these pictures are definitely. So I put a lot of pictures for, for it helps to understand. Otherwise, who would explain all these things? How would we know? Okay, so this is Latina or Rekha Prasad. This is used for housing the Garbhagriha. Okay, and then next we have the second type, Famsana. You see, Famsana. This is generally used for a mandapa. Mandapa is where the devotees congregate. So they enter the temple and they congregate in that hall called mandapa. And generally, mandapas are having a Famsana type of a shikara. Famsana. They have a broader base and shorter in height. So they have a broader base, they're shorter in height. When compared to Latina buildings, roofs are composed of several slabs and gently rise to a single point over the center of the building. You can see the slabs. So roofs are composed of several slabs. You can see here, these are all the slabs. So they gently rise to a single point over the center of the building. They slope upwards on a slight incline. So there's a slight incline, right? And they do not curve inwards. Famsana roofs do not curve inwards. There's no curve here. So Famsana type of shikara is used for mandapas. This is Famsana. Next, Vallabhi. Vallabhi, they're called wagon vaulted roofs. You can see here, you may remember the olden days bullock carts. Bullock carts had a canopy like this, isn't it? If there's a bullock cart, you have a canopy like this. So here you can see the top of the building, top of the temple. It has got a wagon vaulted roof. You see here like this, like this. You see here, it is going like this. Okay, that is called wagon vaulted buildings. Wagon vaulted buildings. Okay, a rectangular building with a roof that rises into a vaulted chamber. So rectangular building. So this is a rectangular building with the roof which rises into vaulted chamber. The edge of the vaulted chamber is round like the bamboo and wooden wagons. So this is called Vallabhi. Vallabhi type of shikara. Are you there with me? Wagon, they are also called wagon vaulted buildings or roofs. Then Shikari. So here it has got small sub-spires. You have the main shikara, main spire, and attached to that main shikara are small sub-spire or spirelets, which mimic the main shape. They're copying the main shape, and they run up almost the entire face of the shikara. And they could be of different sizes. The spirelets could be of different sizes. They cover the entire face of the shikara along with the main shikara. That is called shikari. So this is shikari, and lastly Bhumij. Bhumija you have both spirelets going horizontally and vertically. So miniature spires are going horizontally and vertically in rows. You can see here they are going both straight. They are going both straight like this and also vertically like this. So this is called Bhumij. So Bhumij has miniature spires in horizontal and vertical rows all the way to the top, creating a grid-like effect. Actual Chikara often approaches a pyramidal shape with the curve of the Latina less visible. So the actual Chikara approaches more like a pyramidal shape. It is more pyramidal in shape. So these are the different types of Chikaras according to Adam Hardy in North India. And we have discussed the important features of a North Indian temple. Are you there with me? So it has been built on an upraised platform. You have a pillared approach. Then there is no boundary wall or a gateway or a gopuram in a North Indian temple. The on the top of the sanctum sanctorum, we have 5 types of spires: Latina or Reka Prasad, Vamsana, Vallabhi, Shikari, Bhumij. Generally, temples are made of bricks in North India. There is no temple tank in a North Indian temple. Outside the Garbhagriha, on the door jambs, we have Ganga and Yamuna with their mounts depicted. Then there could be 3 Ratha walls, Pancharatha, Saptaratha, Navaratha temples, depending upon the size of the temple. And on these walls of the temples, we have beautiful sculptures depicted. So these are all the various features of a North Indian temple, right? Now, in Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, and Gujarat, we have sub schools. Some extra features have been added to North Indian temples. So standard Nagara features are there in all these 3 places, but apart from those standard Nagara features, we have some extra features added. That's why they are called sub schools. Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, and Gujarat, Rajasthan. So let us look at the Orissa school here. Orissa. Before we go, let us look at the temples, the pictures of the temples on your screen. See this? This is Rajarani temple at Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Then this is the Jagannath temple at Puri. Jagannath temple at Puri. You can see here it is going having a Latina or Reka Prasad type of shikara, going straight and suddenly curve inward to a point at the top. Similarly, Lingaraja temple at Bhubaneswar. So Lingaraja temple at Bhubaneswar. The Sun temple at Konark. The Sun temple at Konark. So these are the examples. You can see here, this is a wheel, 10 feet in diameter. There are 12 wheels like this, 10 feet in diameter. Look at the design on those wheels. They've also put a spoke here so that the wheel doesn't come off. Okay. And it's a 10 feet diameter wheel. Beautiful carvings. So this is on the Sun temple Konark. It is in ruins almost. Horses have crumbled. The roof is crumbling, and the ASI is doing every bit to preserve the temple. So we'll come back here. So the Jagannath temple at Puri. This is Odisha style. So let us look at the features here. Exterior walls are lavishly decorated. Interior carvings are plain. Interior walls are plain. Exterior of the temple beautifully decorated. So lavishly decorated carvings are there. There are no use of pillars. You have iron girders supporting the roof. So in North Indian temples, you have pillared approach. Pillars are supporting the roof. But in Orissa, what do we see? We see iron girders. You see here like this. Iron girders are supporting the roof like this. Okay, hello. Or it could be like this. So iron girders are supporting the roof, right? No use of pillars. Iron girders are supporting the roof. Then shikaras in Orissa are called rekha duels. They are almost vertical roofs. They suddenly curved inward sharply. So this is the example of a rekha duel. A Latina. So basically Latina type. Latina or Rekha Prasad type of shikara. Latina or Rekha Prasad. So that is there. Then we have the mandapas, which are called jagamohanas in Orissa on your screen. Mandapas are called jagmohanas. What's a mandapa? Entrance porch. Entrance porch is called mandapa, where the devotees congregate. That's called Jagmohan in Orissa. Ground plan of the main temple is square. That is the sanctum sanctorum is square. The sanctum sanctorum is square. Temples were surrounded by a boundary wall, as in Dravidian temple. So in Orissa, we find a boundary wall around the temple. Right? So these are the features of Orissa style. Exterior walls lavishly decorated. Interior walls are plain. Then you have no pillars supporting the roof. You have iron girders instead of supporting the roofs. Then the Shikara is called Latin or Rekha Prasad. They go straight and suddenly curve inwards to a point. Mandapas are called Jagmohanas. And then you have a boundary wall in a Orissa temple. Are you there with me? Yeah, those wheels represent 12 months. I know that. Dinesh, I do know that. Okay, so here are examples. The Sun Temple at Konark, Black Pagoda, Jagannath Temple at Puri, and Lingaraja Temple at Bhubaneswar. The Lingaraja Temple at Bhubaneswar. These are the three types of, important examples of Orissa style. So Rekha duel, you can see here on your screen, Rekha duel. Garbhagriha is this. Then you have commodity halls, Pida duels. Then Kakra duel. Then we come to Madhya Pradesh, Khajuraho or Chandel school. Khajuraho or Chandel school. So Chandelas of Bundelkhand, they ruled over parts of Madhya Pradesh, Chandelas of Bundelkhand between 950 and 1050 AD. And the type of architecture which they followed is called Khajuraho school or Chandel style. So what do we notice here is both interior and exterior walls are lavishly decorated with carvings. So you have beautiful carvings, both interior and exterior of the temple. Sculptures have an erotic theme, that is Kama Sutra of Vatsyayana. So Kama Sutra of Vatsyayana is the main theme here. On the outer walls of the temple, you see beautiful sculptures, basically sexual postures, male and females shown in various sexual postures. So you might wonder, what are they doing here? You've gone to a temple to pray, and why are these mithuna? They're called mithuna postures, male and female in various sexual postures. So this is part of the Tantric Hinduism. In Tantric Hinduism, one can attain moksha through sexual practices. So one can attain moksha through sexual practices. And mind you, they are only seen on the outer walls of the temple. They're only seen on the outer walls of the temple. And moreover, please understand, we see some of these themes, like sexual postures, even in other temples. Like, for example, if you look at the Hoysala temples at Belur, Halebid, we see some sexual postures even on those temples. So basically, it depicts the entire cosmos, birds, animals, gods, yakshas, yakshinis, social life of people, dancing, singing, daily professions. So everything is seen on the walls of a temple, right? And the sculptor has borrowed themes from various aspects of his life and observation, of life and observation as such. So sculptures have erotic theme. Temples are made of sandstone, cream to pink. Temples had three chambers: Garbhagriha, Mandapa, Ardha Mandapa. Some had a vestibular entrance. That is, there's a separate corridor which connects the Mandapa to the Garbhagriha. That is called Antarala. Temples are generally north or east facing. I'll show you the picture. Just hold on. On your screen, before we proceed, on your screen, you can see. Just hold on. Then Panchayatana style was followed. That is, main shrine and four subsidiary shrines on the four corners. The temples have been built on a relatively high platform, 10 to 12 feet in height. So these platforms are 10 to 12 feet in height. The Jagati, what I meant is, Jagati is 10 to 12 feet in height. Then the shrines at Khajuraho are dedicated to all the gods, Shiva, Vishnu, and Jain faith. It's not Buddhism, only Hinduism and Jain faith. Shiva, Vishnu, and Jain faith. Example, Kandarya Mahadeva Temple, Lakshmana Temple at Khajuraho. So look here on your screen. With the picture, you'll be better able to understand. On your screen. Now you can see here, the temple is facing east. You can see that arrow mark there. Temple is facing east. There is a There is a Ardha Mandapa. So there's a small Mandapa, Ardha Mandapa. Then you have a Mandapa, slightly bigger than the Ardha Mandapa. Then the Maha Mandapa. So Ardha Mandapa, Mandapa, Maha Mandapa. Three Mandapas are there. Mandap. Right? Then we have an Antarala. What's an Antarala? Antarala is a corridor which connects the Mandapa to the Garbhagriha. Mandapa to Garbhagriha. That is called Antarala. So Mandap is connected to the Garbhagriha. That's called Antarala. I'll show you the picture. Another picture I'll show you. You'll better able to understand. Then we have the Shikara. You can see here, this is a Shikara. But then you also have a Urushringa, subsidiary Shikara. The subsidiary Shikara here. Kalasha is on top. Amalaka, fluted disc. Garbhagriha is here. You can see Garbhagriha is here. Pradakshina is within the temple. Pradakshina is within the temple. The temple has been built on a Jagati platform. Then we have base platform, Adhisthana. So you have double platforms here, around 10 to 12 feet in height. So Adhisthana, on top of which there is a Jagati. Then you have small temples called transepts. Small idols have been kept outside. This is the plan of the Kandariya Mahadeva temple at Khajuraho in Madhya Pradesh. I'll show you another picture on your screen. You look here. Number one. Where is number one? Number one. This is Ardha Mandapa. Then Mandapa, number two. This is number two, Ardha Mandapa. Sorry, Mandapa. So Ardha Mandapa, again go back. So Ardha Mandapa, number one. Mandapa, two. Mahamandapa, three. The main Mandapa. Then Antarala. What is Antarala? This one. This is Antarala. This connects the Mandapa to the Garbhagriha. That's called Antarala. Garbhagriha is fifth one, as you can see. Fifth one is Garbhagriha. Pradakshina, the red color line, that is Pradakshina, the arrow mark. So you take a Pradakshina within the temple. Transepts are there. So small idols have been kept, right? Transepts, Jagati platform. You can see the Jagati here platform. It has been built on a platform. And subsidiary shrines, so according to the Panchayatana style. Four corners, four small shrines. This is the Kandariya Mahadeva temple. This is in Madhya Pradesh. Are you there with me? Are you there with me? So here the subsidiary shrines. You can see here the subsidiary shrines also have a Rekapasa type of shikara. It gives the impression of a mountain range. You see here the subsidiary shikaras. Not only the main shikara is in the form of has a Rekapasa or Latina type of shikara. Even the subsidiary shrines, that is the mandapas, they also have Rekapasa type of shikara. So it gives the impression of a mountain range. So from a far distance, it looks like a mountain range. So this is the Khajuraho style or Chandel school. Main thing is, remember, the theme is Vatsayana's Kama Sutra. Now, I told you, there are three methods to attain moksha. Generally, three methods to attain moksha. Karma Marga, Bhakti Marga, Gnana Marga. Karma Marga is what Buddha suggested. You do good, good things will happen to you. Bad, bad things will happen to you. Jaisa karoge, vaisa bharoge. So, Karma Marga. Bhakti Marga is what is recommended in Bhagavatism. You win the grace of the God and the God will give you anything you want. So, Karma Marga, Gnana Marga, Bhakti Marga and Gnana Marga, path of knowledge, as suggested by Jainism and Hinduism. One more method to attain moksha is this. That is through sexual practices, as is recommended by Tantric Hinduism. Okay, that's what is depicted in Khajuraho. Then we come to Gujarat. On your screen, you can see some of the pictures here. I have put here pictures, lot of pictures I have put only to make you understand. So, flight of steps, 10 to 12 feet in height. Look here on the screen, Lakshmana temple at Khajuraho. So, look at the height of the temple. It is almost 10 to 12 feet height. Lakshmana temple, Khajuraho, built by King Yashovarman. So, he was the one who built this temple in 954 AD. Then Vishwanatha temple at Khajuraho. Vishwanatha temple at Khajuraho. Then we come to Solanki school. Solanki school. So when you clear your UPSC, they'll take you on a Bharat Darshan tour. So on government money, you can visit all these places. They'll take you to important places and show you and make you aware of the rich culture and history tradition of India. So hope and pray that all of you are able to clear this exam and go there on government cost, right? So everything is taken care, and you'll feel very happy also that your effort has paid off. We'll come back here. So Solanki school. Solanki is, the Chalukyas of Gujarat. They ruled over Gujarat and Rajasthan. So what is the Solanki style? First of all, let us look at the temple. You can see here, we have decorated arch gateway called Torans. Decorated arched gateway. Okay, inside the temple, we have decorated arched gateways called Torans. And then, of course, you have a step tank. So you have a Surya Kund tank here. And on the steps of these tanks, you have small temples. You can see small temples are there on the steps of these tanks. And we have Toranas here, Toranas. So interesting this is. Solanki style, what are the features? Temple walls were devoid of any carvings. No carvings on the temple walls. Very interesting. Temple walls were devoid of any carvings. Garbhagriha is connected with Mandapa both internally and externally. The Garbhagriha is connected with Mandapa both internally and externally. Porticos have decorated arched gateways known as Toranas. So porticos have decorated arched gateway known as Toranas. You can see here beautiful Toranas are there. Then unique feature of this school is presence of step tank or Surya Kund in the proximity of the temple. So there's a temple tank here. You can see in the proximity of the temple, there's a temple tank. That's called Surya Kund. Steps of the tank are full of small temples and wooden carvings are there in these temples. Type of material used, sandstone, black basalt and soft marble. Sandstone, black basalt and soft marble is the type of material used. Most of the temples are east facing. So that during the equinoxes, when does what is equinox? March 21st, September 23rd, isn't it? Am I right? Equinoxes. On these 2 days, the sun's rays directly fall into the Garbhagriha. Very beautifully made. On those 2 days, you have natural sunlight falling into the main shrine. It will fall on the feet of the god and slowly rise up, and the entire idol is brightened up with natural sunlight. This happens only twice in a year, on March 21st and September 23rd. So the temples are facing east, right? Best example, Modhera Sun Temple, built by King Bhimdev of the Solanki dynasty. So this is the Modhera Sun Temple, the Surya Kund Sun Temple at Modhera in Gujarat, built by Bhimdev of the Solanki dynasty. Right? This is about, and I have given you the list of sun temples. On your screen, you can see the list of sun temples in India. Marthan Sun Temple, Jammu Kashmir. So 12 sun temples, Martand in Jammu Kashmir, Sun Temple in Uttarakhand, that is Katarmal, Kuman Hills near Almora, Konark Sun Temple, Odisha, Surya Pahar in Assam, Sun Temple in Jharkhand, Ranchi, Dakshinarka in Bihar, Gaya, Modhera in Gujarat, on the banks of the river Pushpavati, Mehsana district. This is the Modhera Sun Temple, as you can see on your screen. The Surya Kund Sun Temple in Modhera, Gujarat. Then Sun Temple in Madhya Pradesh. There are 2 sun temples here. One is at Gwalior and the Balaji Sun Temple at Unnao in Madhya Pradesh. Then Surya Temple in Andhra Pradesh, Arasavalli in Andhra. Surya Narayana at Bangalore, at a place called Domlur, and Suryanar in Tamil Nadu, Kumbakonam. These are the most popular sun temples. There could be others. You might have gone to other sun temples, but these are the most popular. Are you there with me? Right? Then you can see on your screen, I have put a note on Ajanta. These are the Ajanta caves in Maharashtra. Many of these caves belong to the Gupta period. And we have some beautiful paintings, again belonging to the Gupta period at Ajanta. So there are 29 caves here. Some books say 30. There are 29 caves. Some books say 30 caves here. There are man-made caves. They were accidentally discovered in the early part of the 19th century. So sometime in 1819 or so, you have John Smith, a British officer, military officer of the Madras presidency. He, along with his team, were going on a tiger hunt in the Vagora Hills. These are the Vagora Hills. This is near Aurangabad, Maharashtra. Vagora Hills. So these are the Vagora Hills. And below is the Vagora River. You can see the river here. There's a river here. This is the Vagora River, right? Vagora River. So they were going on a tiger hunt in the deep jungles, ravines of the Vagora Hills. And from a far distance, from a far away distance, he noticed an arch. You can see here on your screen. This British officer called John Smith noticed an arch. He noticed this, right, from his binoculars, and they approached. He understood that this is not a natural, natural arch. It is a man-made arch. So they approached, and that's how Ajanta was discovered by accident in the early part of the 19th century. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There are 4 chaityas here. So it depends, if you say 29 caves, there are 4 chaityas. If you say there are 30 caves, there are 5 chaityas. So there are 4 to 5 chaityas here and about 25 viharas. 25 viharas here. And it has taken the monks, So these were occupied from the 2nd century BC. These caves were occupied from the 2nd century BC, have been constructed between 2nd century BC and 7th century AD. So it has taken them 900 years. 900 years it has taken 900 years to carve those or dig up those caves. And it has been occupied from the time of the Shatavahanas, Ikshvakus, Guptas, Vakatakas. So many dynasties were responsible for those caves. So they were all done by the Buddhist monks. The inspiration was Lord Buddha. So this is very near to an ancient trade route. There was an ancient trade route passing through this very near to these Ajanta caves. So the trade guilds also might have funded the construction of these caves. Now I have put a note here. Go through this. These are the Ajanta caves. Both Hinayana and Mahayana are represented at Ajanta. Both Hinayana and Mahayana. So Hinayanis worship the symbols connected with the life of the Buddha, as you all know, and Mahayanis introduce idol worship. So we have also, apart from the symbols of the Buddha, symbols connected with the life of the Buddha, we also have idols found there in Ajanta. Apart from Buddha's idols, Bodhisattva's idols are also there. So therefore, both Hinayana and Mahayana are represented at Ajanta, and it is mostly Mahayana. The more emphasis is on Mahayana. Okay. So I have given you a note. Go through this. So you look at the plan here. So they already had a plan. For example, the unfinished cave number 24. So the Buddhist monks, they will have a sketch in their mind what they want to dig up. So once they are very sure that there is no gap in the mountain which they're going to carve, dig up into a cave. So these are basalt. These are basalt rocks. This is a basalt hill. So they make sure that there is no gap in between, and then they start digging. They start what do you call drilling, with the help of not drilling. I should not use that word drilling. With the help of hammer and sickle, they start carving out or digging up the caves. So they have a plan in their mind, how many cells, whether it's going to be a chaitya or a vihara, layout of the vihara or layout of the chaitya, how many rooms they would like to have or cells they would like to have. So all these things were planned, and then the digging was done. The cutting was done. So here in Ajanta, we have a reclining Buddha, the statue of a reclining Buddha. As you can see, Buddha lay down between 2 salt trees before he passed away. And below you have, this was UPSC question asked. So why have I put pictures? Because it will help you to remember better. So here you can see people are crying. Buddha has died. People are crying because he has left them and gone away. Whereas people in the heaven are rejoicing because Buddha is going to come and join them. So this is what is represented in cave number 26 at Ajanta, the reclining Buddha, representing his moment of death. This was a UPSC question asked. Where is the statue of the reclining Buddha? Okay, in his parinirmana form. So I have put some pictures here. You can see happy couple at Ajanta, cave number 16. So this is the Chaitya or temple cave, in cave number 9 in Ajanta. Stupa is there inside a Chaitya. This is the facade of cave number 19. You can see here the entrance of the a Chaitya, the entrance of a Chaitya, and this is the window. You can see Chaitya window. So for light and air. So elaborately carved pillar with a figure of a yakshi. So you can see here she is holding a bird on with her in her hand. So this is a Mithuna couple. Then Nagaraja. So this is supposed to be the sculpture of a Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva is identified by a seated Buddha on his crown. So there's a seated Buddha on his crown, and this is how we identify a Bodhisattva. Then I have put some pictures of important temples of North India. Sometime back, UPSC asked a question. Terracotta temples. Where are terracotta temples found in India? Mostly they are found in West Bengal. So how did I come to know? Because of these pictures. Because in the textbook it was not mentioned. In the pictures, in some of the magazines, I picked it up and I put it here. So please go through it, just in case the UPSC asks you questions. So Martha and Sun Temple. This is Martha and Sun Temple at Kashmir in 8th century. Picture of that. Then the Narayan Nag temples, Vangat in Kashmir. Narayan Nag temples in Vangat, Kashmir, 7th to 12th century. This is the rock cut temple at Masroor, Himachal Pradesh, 8th century. Chaurasi temples, Burmaur, Chamba district, Himachal Pradesh, built in between the 7th to the 10th century. So they have remained intact. There is no vandalization here. So they have remained intact, and rituals and pujas are performed from a long time continuously. Then the Shiva temple at Mitavali, Madhya Pradesh. So this was a UPSC question again asked. Chausat Yogini temple. Basically it's a Shiva temple, and around the main shrine is Shiva, and this temple is round in shape. There are 64 yoginis here. 64 rooms are there with goddesses. They're called yoginis. So this particular temple became the inspiration for the old parliament building. We have a new parliament building now. Old parliament building, the inspiration was this. Again, this was a UPSC question. Okay, asked in the exam, in the prelims. So therefore, I have put this here. Go through it. The Shivapuri temple in Madhya Pradesh. It is at a tri-junction. 3 states merge here. What are the 3 states which merge here? We have Rajasthan, UP, and MP. Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. It's a tri-state junction, and this temple has been built there. Shivapuri temple, Madhya Pradesh. Then Babapuri temple. This is where Lord Mahavira was. The last rites were performed. It's also called Apapuri. Then Raja Mahipal's temple, a Sahastra Bahu temple. It's not Sas Bahu temple, sometimes misnamed Sas Bahu. That is, Sas Bahu is what? Daughter-in-law, mother-in-law. It is not Sas Bahu temple, it is Sahastra Bahu temple. This is found in the Gwalior fort in Madhya Pradesh. Then this is Rumtek monastery in Sikkim, Rumtek monastery. Then the Alchi Gompa monastery in Ladakh, Jammu Kashmir. The Shamaraya temple, Bishnupur, West Bengal, famous for terracotta temples. So West Bengal is famous for terracotta temples. This is one of the terracotta temples. Shamaraya temple, Bishnupur, West Bengal. The temple city of Palitana, Gujarat. Okay, the Shivadol temple, Shivasagar. Go through it. Then this is the Mangeshi temple, Lata Mangeshkar, famous playback singer. She hails from this region. So Mangeshi temple in Goa. Right, the Gangotri temple, built by Gurkha General Amar Singh Thapa, Gangotri temple. So this is about North Indian temples, Nagara style, regional variations to Nagara style, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan. And then I have put some pictures of important temples in North India. So we'll take a break for a half an hour and come back and start with Dravida style. Are you there with me, all of you? Clear? So we meet at 5:30 again. We meet at 5:30. Clear? Okay, so you go for a break, half an hour break, and come back. Interesting, I hope. So it gets more interesting. Come back after a break. So we will do till about 7:38 and we'll close the chapter. Okay, carry on. 5:30 we meet.